season's first road test for the Orange Nation. The Volunteer faithful have followed the boys of Rocky Top, leaving behind the friendly confines of Neyland Stadium in exchange for Death Valley. The final moments, the final preparation. Prime time of the Delta.
Done time, you know what I mean? ESPN, baby.
It's an SEC showdown on the Bayou where the 11th ranked Tennessee Volunteers come calling on the LSU Tigers in Baton Rouge. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin, and welcome to Saturday primetime college football here on ESPN. Once again tonight from Baton Rouge, a place we'd dearly love to come. Two tradition-rich programs in Tennessee and LSU, and they both have a couple of things in common. They're both still looking for their first SEC victory, and both are playing with a two-quarterback system. They have not settled on just one as yet. But that's where the comparison's in, because for LSU just 1 week ago tonight, a very puzzling and disappointing loss right here in the stadium to UAB. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, after clearly beating up physically Florida, but they lost to the Gators. Well, they came back against the non-conference opponent and scored 70 points last week. Many people feel as though Tennessee playing better than anyone in the SEC right now. When we come back, Mike Gottfried and Adrian Carson will join with more on tonight's game between Tennessee and LSU.
Now for our hottest deal ever. New spicy chicken strips with a bold kick you'll love. Or for a tamer taste, there's our classic flavor with dipping gravy, crispy fries, Texas toast, an onion ring, even a cold drink for a special low price only at Sonic.
Know how to spot a diehard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Diehard. 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
Introducing the redesigned and re-engineered Chrysler Town & Country, independently judged by AMCI to be the best minivan ever. Call 1-877-PROVE-IT to get more information.
LSU Tigers, their home, Death Valley. A once-feared atmosphere for those who dared to tread, a place where more than just number one spell. As of late, celebrations have been few and far between. Coaches have come and gone, and fresh faces called upon. Tonight, the Bayou Bengals look to restore the reputation of the venerable Death Valley, and they're looking for volunteers. Tigers take the field. They added 11,000 seats on the far side and an upper deck, so close to 92,000 strong on hand here tonight to see rival Tennessee come to town. First time the Volunteers have been here since back in the early 90s. They are 11 ranked in the country. A.J. Suggs, the young freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia, it'll be his third consecutive start tonight, and we could see Clausen in a backup role this evening. Hello once again, everybody. Ron Franklin along with Mike Gottfried. And Mike, on the other side of the football, last week, boy, Josh Moody had a rough evening. He also injured some ribs, has not taken that many snaps this week, and we've just been told Rohan Davey gets the start. What's your reaction to that?
Well, Rohan Davey didn't play in the Houston game, played one series in the Auburn game, didn't play last week against UAB, so now you throw him in against probably the toughest defense, maybe the toughest defense in the country. Rohan Davey's coming off a knee injury. He's got tendonitis. He can't move well in the pocket, and I believe we'll see Booty.
One of the things that everybody talks about with Tennessee and the way John Chavis has changed that defense around, they can run and run and run. Very speedy.
They have great speed, and they're led by two defensive linemen, John Henderson and Will Overstreet. Will Overstreet, you'll love to watch him play tonight because he has only one speed. It's full speed ahead. But this is a defense that can run. They got three linebackers with great speed, led by Westmoreland. A very tough defense, only giving up 47 yards rushing.
Well, do you see the numbers on Phil Fulmer? Almost 84%, his winning percentage, his 8th season as the head coach at Tennessee. And the first season for Nick Saban, 2-2. You see his career record. This, of course, includes Michigan State. 61.5%, 45 wins, 28 losses. Weather, not a problem tonight. It's going to get into the 60s. Weatherman says not a chance of rain. Tennessee won the toss. They deferred, so LSU will receive, and we will see very quickly the quarterback situation for LSU, as it's going to be Davey with the start this evening. Derek Williamson to kick it off to Dominic Davis and Gerald Myers. And underway. And this one is going to go out of bounds. They will scrimmage from the 35-yard line. And let's check it on the sideline with Adrian Karsten.
All right, Ron, you need to know that even though Josh Booty is not starting this game tonight at quarterback, it has nothing to do with punishment for the way he played in last week's game. Nick Saban just moments ago with me was very vehement about that. He said many times here at LSU, the quarterback can be blamed for far too much, and maybe I was too harsh on him for ad-libbing on the last play of last week's game. The situation, Davey gets the start. He will play as long as he is as effective. If he becomes ineffective, we might see Booty, but for how long is still a question. He's got a lot of pain in his left side from those bruised ribs.
Okay, Adrian. And, of course, the other side of that thing, we'll get Mike to elaborate on this as the game goes on. He didn't take many snacks in practice this week. Toefield hit at the line of scrimmage, and big number 98, John Henderson, is right there to smack him down. Here's a closer look at Rohan Davey. Severe knee injury, didn't work out in the spring. Nice young fellow who just wants an opportunity to help this team. LeBrandon Toefield out 2 years with a knee injury. He is a freshman. Very good. Banks a good running back. Myers and Robinson the wideouts. Robert Royal, good tight end. We'll check the offensive line following this play. On second down, his first pass. Pressure is in. He'll step up into the back. 31 yards in the scramble. Sessions finally ran him out of bounds.
Rohan Davies showing pretty good escapability on this play. Doesn't show a bad knee at all. Goes back to pass. He's relatively inexperienced this year, but he knows when to pull it down and pick up good yardage against Tennessee, who is in man coverage.
Boy, did that electrify this capacity crowd of almost 92,000 people. They say officially 32 yards in the scramble. So after 2 plays, LSU in volunteer territory. You see the linebackers creeping up. Play action. He's got nowhere to go. And on the blitz, the sack. Dominic Stevenson, along with D'Angelo Lloyd, making the tackle. It's a loss of 11. An injured LSU offensive line. Winey, the regular at left tackle, he's the best. Then Reed, Williams, Dwayne Pierce, and Brad Smalling. And Mike, talk about who they're going up against.
This is no time to be timid in the offensive line, because you're going to go up against a very good defensive line led by John Henderson and Will Overstreet. Will Overstreet only knows one speed, full speed.
Boy, that's for sure. We will talk about him a lot this evening. It's inevitable. That's the way he plays. Count a Trey. Toefield squeezes off the tackle. He's going to be close to 10 yards on this play. 13 officially, so he got a big chunk back, and now a third down situation as you look at the linebackers. And I talked about the speed. Every one of these guys, either former safeties or running backs. Westmoreland, Stevenson, Sessions, all can run extremely well. And in the secondary, Baker, formerly a wide receiver, but he's such a good athlete, they want him on the field. Andre Lott is the leader back there, the veteran. A little bit of a hamstring pull. We'll see if they have to sub for him from time to time tonight. 3rd and 7, the line they need to make is at the 24. Boy, off the pass, but he gathers it. Josh Reed, as the defensive back got turned around, and it was not good ball identification defensively.
No, it wasn't, because Josh Reed had a chance for a touchdown here. Rodhan Davey put it right on the money, and he got good protection. Josh Reed is open. The ball's well delivered. Number 13, Tad Golden, with his hands up, probably caused that incompletion.
You can see Reed trying. He sees the ball coming. Golden has no idea. This is going to be a 47-yard field goal attempt. Ball is down. Got plenty of distance, and he will hook it in. John Corbello from 47. That is a career long. So, are we off to a career night here in Baton Rouge? We'll take a timeout. Tigers go on top 3-0.
Introducing the new 200-horsepower Chrysler Seabrings. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
Here's how the mighty Packer Pack takes care of Randy Moss and the sorry Vikings. The Vikings remind me of Barney, purple and soft. Purple panties, Moss is soft. I can't stand listening to him anymore. Please, get NFL 2K1, go online through Dreamcast, and put the bratwurst-loving, cheesehead-smelling Packer Pack in their place. You'll find them at Sega.net. Do the right thing, y'all. Sega!
Rated E for everyone.
Before icky weather hits, let Gemini take a closer look at your car.
Right now, we'll change your oil, inspect your hoses, top off your antifreeze, analyze your battery condition, and check your brakes. But we won't stop there. We'll rotate your tires, measure your tread depth, and adjust your air pressure. We'll even replace your wiper blades, all for just $44.
Plus, give you a free jug of blue wiper stuff so you can see where you're going.
Gemini Automotive Care.
We're making drivers smile.
It's here. Inside is unlimited strength and power. This is Bowflex, an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. For a free video and brochure, call or go online at BowflexDirect.com. Bowflex. Who said change wasn't easy?
3-0. LSU jumps on top. And if you think that didn't turn them on down here at Tiger Stadium, first possession, 47-yard field goal. And the man who's about to kick it off, it's a career long for him. The deep man is Leonard Scott. He is from Zachary, Louisiana, and this fella can absolutely fly. He'll take it at the 6. LSU is not going to allow him to get over on that. He will be stopped shy of the 20-yard line. A.J. Suggs out of Powder Springs, Georgia. His third start, and this is who his teammates will be offensively. Travis Henry, boy, what a luxury, and an outstanding running back. Bartholomew, really fine blocker. Parker and Wilson, speedsters. John Fenderson, blocker primarily at the tight end spot rather than a pass. We'll talk the offensive line in a moment. David Martin in motion. The give, Travis Henry going to be denied the 20-yard line. Offensively up front, and Tennessee's a little dinged. Both Coleman and Herrera have slight shoulder problems. Scott Wells starting tonight. He was the number 2, but the number 1 is not here. Open Husel and Munoz rounding out that offensive front.
And they're going to go against the defensive line led by Jarvis Green, who has 15 career sacks for this football team at LSU.
Fred Wary not here. That could be a little bit of a problem, right?
Scott Wells is a redshirt freshman starting at center.
Suggs throws a screen. Right there. They hit it as soon as Martin makes the catch and knocked down for a loss, and it's hooked in. Loss of 5. The The linebackers for LSU, these are fine young players as well, and they can run. Lawrence, Falk, and Brady James. And in the secondary, Booker, well, Fred is the veteran. Lionel Thomas at strong safety out of Opelousas. And Hookfin, he got yanked in the first series against Auburn, but he's been playing a lot since then, and I think learned from that ball game. Third down and 13. Tennessee needs the 29 to keep this drive going. Subs, near sideline, still running. Cedric Wilson didn't turn around. Little miscommunication there.
When I talked to the Tennessee coaches before the ball game, they said, we know we've got an injured Tigers group coming at us because they lost a game last week. They should have won. They know they went back to work this week and really pointed toward this football game. So they know they're going to get a good punch from them early in this game.
David Leverton, who was our player of the game in the Southern Mississippi game, truly a weapon for the Volunteers. Standing back at his 1-yard line, and he launches a missile. Very high and long. The 37 is Dominic Davis, and super coverage on the part of Tennessee. 48 yards on that kick, and only 5 yards on the return.
48 yards.
So we'll stay right here as Suggs got his feet wet and realized that starting where they did back in that student section at that end of the stadium is a difficult situation.
And Leverton bailed him out, as you said, because of a great punt, knocking him over the 50-yard line. Now Tennessee's defense got to be a little bit more alert than they were the first series by LSU's offense.
Rohan Davey sends Reggie Robinson in motion. The pitch goes to Tokyo. Turns the corner as the flag is down, and he's out close to midfield. Let's see what this marker is about.
I think it's going to be on LSU.
Mike Tofield has just limped off the field, favoring, it looked like his shoulder. And Dominic Davis comes in.
Illegal motion, illegal shift. On the offense, 2 men were moving at snap.
And Dominic Davis played real well last week. Jimbo Fisher said really impressed by how hard Dominic Davis ran last week.
Steve Landis, our referee tonight for this Southeastern Conference officiating crew. 41 receiving, 32 rushing, 154 return yards. Truly an outstanding night. So the penalty makes it a first down and 15. Rohan Davey out of Miami swings this one. There's Davis. We get a chance to see him. Greg Wamsack still fighting. Pushed out of bounds across the way, and a good round of applause for that second and third effort.
And that's the thing that Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator, talked about Dominic Davis. He said they like to use him on screen passes and flares because he's got such great hands. And this also settles Rohan Davey down. He's off to a good start in this ball game.
How much of a difference does it make when you take your opening drive? You'd love to score a touch, but to get any points at all for a team that's trying to rebound and a new quarterback, it's huge.
It's huge, and now you can take it down again and get some more points. It just makes Rohan Davey a little bit more comfortable in this offense.
Second down, nothing at left tackle, and they're going to put the play down right there. It was 28 Dominic Stevenson, senior out of Gaffney, South Carolina, the middle linebacker, stuffed up that play.
We talked about Tennessee's defense against the run. They're 5th in the nation, only giving up 47 yards rushing. So very difficult to run the football at him. You got to get good play action passes for Rohan Davey to have success.
So Tennessee gets an opportunity to stop LSU for the first time tonight as the Tigers look at a third down and 7. They need to take it just inside the Tennessee 48. 9.5 minutes to play. Opening quarter. Rohan Davey, far sideline. That one's going to be well overthrown. Double coverage there, and Will Overstreet, number 90, with his first pressure of the night on the quarterback.
Yeah, he has 12.5 career sacks. He had 2 sacks in the Southern Miss game that we had earlier in the year. They have to block Will Overstreet with 2 people.
First punt of the night by Donnie Jones, freshman out of Baton Rouge, played at Catholic High School here in Baton Rouge. You see his numbers, average of almost 42 per kick, and as long as 69.
Tennessee, a good return team.
They're Eric Parker, the deep man for the Volunteers. If you just joined us, 3-0. LSU scored on their first possession. And now the Volunteers about to get the football for their second time tonight. The left footer. Wobbly spiral, taken at the 15. Crosses the 25 and takes it to the 30-yard line. It's 40 yards in the kick, but a little bit of a line drive, so 16 yards on the return. And we'll take a timeout. 3-0. Tigers lead it. We'll be right back.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance will cover things like lost pay or other expenses. And this does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again?
50.
50. All I got is 41. Come on. I'll get it fixed, Donna. Very funny.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
All-new Chrysler Sebring sedan. Proof that it's not the destination, it's the drive. Now lease the Chrysler Sebring LX sedan for $259 a month.
After 9 straight losses, Tennessee, the Dogs want payback big time.
Tennessee versus Georgia at 7 next Saturday on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of primetime college football is brought to you by Dodge. In a perfect world, everything would be different. And by Gateway. In Gateway country, people rule. One of the interesting things about down here, they not only tailgate, but they do a lot of cooking of seafood out there in that parking lot. And you can smell it up here in the press box the entire game. A.J. Suggs. Straight ahead with Travis Henry. Breaks off one tackle. Still fighting. He's going to have a gain of almost 9 yards. Lionel Thomas defensively.
Ron, the reason Tennessee's had success with young quarterbacks, Phil Almation, the defensive coordinator for LSU, said that when he looked at the reel of 3rd and 1s, there was so many of them, it's almost like a whole season full, that they do a great job on first down. Now, the first down, they only got 2 yards, but here they get 8 yards, 9 yards, so that's what you have to do for young quarterbacks, put them in good situations.
Travis has really been a lifesaver for Tennessee, particularly to the fact that they're trying to break in and find a new quarterback who is young. Gets it again. Pops to the right side. He'll have the first down. Now you get yourself in a situation where you can be a tad looser on offense and you give A.J. Suggs an opportunity to throw.
Yes, when you get good field position, now you turn him loose a little bit more. I was talking to Mike Berry, the offensive line coach, before the ball game, and he said Travis Henry had the best week of practice this week, so they're expecting him to really have a great football game.
3 carries, 15 yards for Travis. You see his average just over 5 per try. About to hit the midway point of this opening quarter. LSU 3, Tennessee with the football the second time tonight, and they have not scored as yet. Pressure off the corner. Pass is caught across midfield and into LSU territory. That's Eric Parker. Brady James made the tackle. And let's see from where they have marked that one. It's going to be very close to another first down.
Good quick pass by A.J. Suggs, who's very well liked by this football team. Now, they say when he practices, he doesn't look great in practice, but you turn on the lights and you put out the silks, and A.J. Suggs plays his best football in the ball game.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Mike, because in talking with the 3 young quarterbacks yesterday when they came out for the walkthrough, and it was just a walkthrough. It was not one of those regimented things as you look at Clausen on the sideline. But A.J. does just exude, and it's not cockiness, but he exudes confidence. And you can see why the coaches say he really has a take-charge thing when he goes on the field.
They believe it. These players believe in him full way. It'll be tough to unseat him now. Casey Clausen, who we know is going to play in this ballgame, is talented.
Randy Sanders said that we could see Clausen by 3rd or 4th series, depending on how this football game is going. LSU creeps up straight ahead with the carry, and he's going to have the first down as Kyle Kipps down on the bottom of the pile. Junior out of Lafayette, and he was a tight end, but they needed his body on defense. So number 85 moved over to the other side of the ball.
Ron, on A.J. Suggs, in the 8th grade, he was a ball boy for his high school team. The next year, he was the starting quarterback. He went from ball boy to the starting quarterback. And he played against Quincy Carter that year in the playoffs. Quincy Carter's team beat A.J. Suggs' team, but he was only freshman.
Well, they do get the first down from the LSU 45. Travis Henry bounces it to the outside. Stiff arm at the 40, takes it down to the 37-yard line. Booker and Brady James making the tackle, but Travis with the stiff arm on Ryan Clark and pushed him away. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, if you notice, the majority of Travis Henry yards are coming to the right side of that line. Consider what you said earlier on when you're given the lineups. Fred Weary, the 300-pound center, didn't make the trip over from Knoxville. The left guard, the left tackle are playing less than 100%. That is Travis's favorite side of the field, where he got his 2 touchdowns last week, as a matter of fact. But his big yards right now coming over the right side, Ron.
That's a great point, Adrian. We'll get you to keep an eye on that tonight. This time they do try the left side. It's going to be short. As Trev Falk, and you talk about a guy whose motor runs, Trev Falk out of Lafayette, Louisiana, number 7.
And to add to Adrian's point, the other reason yardage is tough is because Jarvis Green, he's on that left side of Tennessee's offensive line, a very good defensive lineman who really gave Auburn fits in the game we had.
That night, Mike Wheaton just kept mentioning his name over and over and over again. Crowd is coming to their feet. They want a defensive hold right here as Tennessee
take a timeout here.
Yep. 5 seconds on the play clock as they got the 2 tight ends in the ball game, and Tennessee has to use a timeout. So we'll take it with them. 6:17 remaining opening quarter. Tigers by a field goal.
You know what?
Johnny Blaze D, he got whatever you need. Just come holler at me. Just come see what's up inside. Guarantee you step outside with them clean shirts and them Tommy Hilfigers for 45. Get a sporty fit to match your chains and slug. Into the store, holler at B and he gon' show you some love. We got the Dada fit with the hat to match with the FUBU gear. South Pole on the rack. We come to lay it down for B-boy sports, bruh. We come to lay it down for B-boy sports, bruh. B-boy sports another level. Look here, I got a little something to show you. There's something you got to see.
Ah, looks like the cat's out of the bag. Give us a call and find out how low your auto insurance rates can
For
be.
your auto insurance needs, call
Perfect.
U.S. Agency.
But Jamal and the Dirty Birds hope to win with an offensive arsenal of their own. It's the Falcons versus the Eagles at 8:30 on ESPN Sunday Night Football. It's football after dark.
It's the final day of the regular season, and there's plenty up for grabs. Tune in to a full day of complete analysis, beginning with baseball today at noon, followed by continuous action until the whole playoff picture is decided. Tomorrow on ESPN2.
So welcome back. One of the functions this weekend. I assume that's Jell-O. If it were Purple Passion, I think more people would have their head down in the pool, don't you?
Yeah, plus Dad's worrying and wondering now why he's paying for tuition.
Oh, my. Back inside the stadium where it is a tad more sane. 3-0 to LSU on top. Well, I said take a look on the offensive. Number 98, Henderson, who's a defensive tackle. They got in as a 3rd tight end to block. Travis Henry. Travis will have the first down as he cracks it inside the 35. Brady James with his third tackle of the early going in this ball game tonight.
Ron, 3 out of 4 first downs. Tennessee's got over 8 yards. So again, managing the chains for a young quarterback. You've got to credit Philip Fulmer, Randy Sanders for the play calling, because they're never putting their quarterback in bad situations.
When you see the average,
Adrian can play quarterback for them. With those situations.
Speaking of Adrian, we need to placate him just a bit. We've had to put tie downs on his body. Northwestern, how about that? Number 3 last week. This week they knocked off number 16. Doing a great on the road. Outstanding by the Wildcats. Under 6 to play in the first quarter. From the shotgun, he gives it to Henry, and he gets outside.
Coming back, though, there's a clip at the line of scrimmage, and I believe they're going to get Anthony Herrera, the end man on the line of scrimmage with block and blow. That's coming back.
Trevor Falk is the man who got stiff-armed there and pushed Travis Henry out of bounds. I was watching Falk in the pregame warm-up, and when the scout team ran to play against the defense, he just annihilated the running back, his own teammate. And the coaches talk about, you can see this guy is really put together, but he plays at 110%, the relative cousin of Marshall Falk.
Yeah, they have only one senior on their defensive starting unit, Fred Booker, the corner. But both these linebackers you're talking about, Trev Falk and Brady James, now they can play for anybody in the country. They're active linebackers. They'll hit you. They're good in pass coverage, and they can play this game.
He had some really complimentary things, speaking of Falk, to say about Travis Henry yesterday. He said, I've looked at a lot of video on him. He's not big, but he is very, very tough. So, over the middle, incomplete. Cedric Wilson wanted a flag. There will be none.
Philip Fulmer wanted one, too.
We're coming up shortly over on ESPN2. The BYU Cougars have come east to battle Syracuse. Troy Nunes and the Orangemen looking to get their 500 mark together. For the Big East heavyweights, come call it. For more, log on to ESPN.com, your home for college football on the internet. And that kickoff comes in just a couple of minutes on ESPN2.
I look for Syracuse to rebound. They've been playing poorly.
How about BYU? This is their 3rd trip all the way across country.
I want to make sure everybody saw Lavelle Edwards at the end.
Suggs steps up, got him across the middle. Wilson again, and Cedric's going to be knocked back. They'll give him forward progress to the 29. So it's a gain of 15 yards. Ryan Clark is there to make the tackle first.
And Ron, I talked again about A.J. Suggs and the players liking him. Cedric Wilson and he were out on the field well in the hour and 15, 20 minutes before anybody really was in here, and they were throwing routes, and Cedric Wilson knows what A.J. Suggs is thinking. He knows what Cedric Wilson is thinking.
Cedric, senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. 3rd down. If they want to keep this thing going or have to go for a field goal, they need to take it inside at the 25. Suggs to the shotgun. Drills this one incomplete. Probably threw it just a touch too hard to Wilson.
Yeah, a good move by Cedric Wilson to get open. Just not manageable for the wide receiver senior. Good shape. Just can't hold on. Hook fin on coverage.
That hook fin turned around, but it was just a tad high and a little too much steam on it. So it looks as though Alex Walls, sophomore out of Bristol, Virginia, will come in a 36 or 37. We're going to say 47. And if he hits it, it's a season long for him. Kick is on the way, and just like Corbello, it is a 47-yard field goal. So a pair of those, and we are tied at the 4-minute and 32-second mark of this opening quarter from Baton Rouge. Well, tonight's Aflac trivia question. 4 SC schools are currently coached by one of its former players, the most of any conference in the country. Can you name these 4 head coaches? We'll have the answer later on, and you know that. This was very easy.
I know one of them.
Well, you stop and think about it. You know all 4.
I can't give it away, but there's one of them.
And we won't tell them anymore, but you're exactly right.
Georgia 38, Arkansas.
And while we have a second, let's check in with Brian Kenny back in the studio. Brian.
Ron, go to the Big East. Miami and Rutgers. Last three in this series, 55-0, 53-17, and 51-23 all to Miami. James Jackson going in 39 yards. And Miami leads Rutgers 14-0. Ron?
All righty. Kind of trouble getting used to those new uniforms.
Tennessee fans just heard the Mississippi State score, so no one likes Florida. You know, all the times that they announce the score, everybody yells.
Scoring time, almost 5 minutes, 39 yards in 12 plays. Well, the Tennessee faithful know, as you look at Myers, he's back with Dominic Davis. Williams is about to kick it off. And Tennessee was to take care of business here tonight as really sets up showdown next week. Dominic Davis just inside the 10. Week number 5 in the NFL tomorrow. Start your day with Chris Berman and the gang on the NFL Countdown. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. And at 7 o'clock, NFL primetime for all the scores, highlights, and analysis. Then it's Sunday Night Football in Atlanta taking on Donovan McNabb and the Philadelphia Eagles. For more, log on to ESPN.com. So we got a good one going down in the Delta of Louisiana here tonight in Baton Rouge. Tennessee and LSU tied at 3. Robinson in motion as they roll the pocket. Davey. To Josh Reed. Reed being wrestled down as he makes it almost to the 40. And that's enough for the first down because it's good for 17.
And the fans like Rohan Davey. Start tonight. Josh Reed, a converted tailback. Second in the ACC. With pass receiving yards coming in this football game just adds to it. Again with a good throw from Davey.
Mike, one of the difficult things for Rohan, and in talking with him yesterday was very honest. I said, Rohan, you're heavy. He said, there's a penalty, 15 yards being tacked on against Tennessee. The youngster, after having the knee surgery and missing spring, he really can't even run sprints with the team after workouts. And Jack Marucci, the trainer, said we're having to do it at the training table rather than do exercise. And he probably is about 15 to 20 pounds more than we want, close to 240.
And what you worry about that, Ron, is in the fourth quarter of a ball game, whether he'll fatigue or not if it's a close football game.
Nope, he gives it off, and it's a good thing because Tennessee was really pinching on the side. Tad Golden will come up and make the tackle. It's going to be a gain of a couple.
I get the feeling now John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, sitting up in this press box, he's saying, hey, we're letting Rohan Davey get off to a good start. We're building the confidence in the fans, and yeah, we're going to come after him. I think you mentioned the last play they were coming. I think you can expect a lot more pressure on Rohan Davey than you've seen so far in this ball game.
Getting too comfortable. See the numbers on Tennessee, and that's just what Coach said. But he swings the pass to Davis, and a good open field tackle. Tad Golden, nice one-on-one job. They're going to say he made it just inside the 50-yard line, so we'll spot it at the 49.
Well, the blitz is coming from Tennessee. They're coming from the secondary. Teddy Gaines is coming, but man-to-man, Anthony Sessions got to come out and make this tackle. Here's John Chavis. He likes his defense. He likes the speed of this defense.
Boy, they are just that. Third down, they need 4. Davey, far sideline, this time complete to Robinson. Swings around, and he'll have the first. Reggie Robinson, a junior out of Shreveport, tackled by Rashad Moore. Adrian, let's check with you again.
Ron, in that conversation that you had yesterday with Rohan Davey, you said, you know, this is all I really wanted. You know, I was put in the Auburn game last year, and I said I was going to be the guy, and then Coach Arnold pulled me out. Then I had one series at Auburn. All I really want is the opportunity to settle in and run a couple of series. I know I can get the job done. His dream is really kind of coming true here right now, moving the ball very well.
Well, that's true, and he also said this team doesn't care who starts at quarterback as long as a quarterback can show some consistency. I think that is a great point. Deep drop this time. Pressure off the corner, going to go deep. And he's got a man there, and it's overthrown. Wow, Josh Josh Reed was there, got the defensive back Teddy Gaines turned around. And Brian Kenny, let's check with you again.
Ron, let's get to #1 Nebraska taking on Missouri. Missouri actually led in this game 7-0, but here Eric Crouch drops that off to Correll Buckhalter. Buckhalter going in 34 yards. Nebraska takes the lead. It's 14-7, second quarter. Ron?
All righty. Well, the Huskers, a bruising football team, particularly on the offensive side of the ball.
They're not killing people, Rich Bureau, so far.
The defense has not really shut people down the way they have in the past. 2nd and 10, short drop this time. And the first man by missed the tackle, but Josh Reed will be hit by the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As Tennessee had orange jerseys all over the place. Westmoreland, and he's the last guy off the pile.
This is the bubble screen that we saw LSU and Josh Moody run against Auburn very successfully, but Tennessee watched that same tape, and Eric Westmoreland was moving right on the throw. Josh Moody, tough night for him. Doesn't get the start. Crowd's all excited about Rohan Davey, but he's still got a future here as a quarterback.
Yep, I agree with you. About to go into a minute left in this opening quarter. Davey. Mike, it looked as though Robinson may have been his 2nd or 3rd choice.
And he had, it's a good point you make, because he's got so much time back there that he's able to fire, look for one. He's looking to the left side. Now he comes back to Reggie Robinson on a curl route in front of Teddy Gaines. So as long as you're going to give Rohan Davey that time, he's going to be able to find the receiver.
Robinson now 2 catches for a total of 22. As we said, young man out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Pitch back. Davis. Let's see what the coaches need. He runs really, really hard. We didn't see him that much against Auburn. It was primarily Tofield. Tofield was injured early on in the 2nd offensive series, so Dominic Davis has come in and going to have a tough time unseating him the way he's running the ball.
He's running hard, and he got a good blocks by Tommy Banks and Joe DiMaggio on that play.
Well, look at this.
Yeah, right away tonight they've had success running the football.
They are standing and they are applauding here in Baton Rouge. No real mistakes by LSU in that opening quarter. That's what's been killing them. And as a result, at the end of 15 minutes, they are tied 3 apiece with the number 11 team in the nation, the Tennessee Volunteers. We'll take a break.
ESPN's 2-Minute Drill, Mondays at 7, hosted by Kenny Mayne.
Introducing the redesigned and re-engineered Chrysler Town & Country. Independently judged by AMCI to be the best minivan ever. Call 1-877-PROVE-IT to get more information.
There's no sense in working in construction unless you're comfortable.
Hey, you put these boots on in the morning, and at the end of the day, you're going to feel good enough to do a little something else for yourself.
With Wolverine DuraShocks, comfort is a guarantee.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-hard, 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
Long Easy 316 Delta Bravo, flight at 25 North Carolina.
They get hired by companies like AT&T, GE, and Ford. They get training in over 200 real-world jobs. And they get it in the Army. That's right, the Army.
When we built our house, we found a lot that was just perfect.
Yeah, well, it was the worst sight I'd ever seen.
We loved the view, and the sunsets are incredible.
The weather is brutal.
It had everything.
Earthquakes, tidal waves, horizontal rain.
We wanted lots of windows.
I insisted on Anderson windows.
At Anderson,
We appreciate the builders who, time after time, make it look easy.
We're still in love with this house.
And I'm still recovering.
Worry-proof, time-proof. Anderson Windows.
Hey, sports fans. Picture yourself wearing this ESPN the Magazine sideline jacket. Because it's yours free when you subscribe to ESPN the Magazine. So call now. Get 26 issues, a year's worth, for just $1 an issue. And remember, you'll get this pullover sideline jacket absolutely free. So pick up the phone and call now for ESPN the Magazine and your free sideline jacket. 1-800-556-0606.
Across the 50-yard line. Jam-packed tonight as you looked at some cap mushrooms there and some folks that couldn't get tickets, so they're watching on television and enjoying their favorite beverage along with some chow. Inside the stadium, these folks are just going wild. All they want these Tigers to do is win, obviously, but they want some consistency in play, and they've gotten it so far tonight. Davis tries to bounce it outside, and a nice job defensively by Tennessee. Will Overstreet will be out there to make the stop. Sessions already with 4 tackles for the Volunteers. 3 solo tackles, 1 sack. And Falk for LSU with 4 tackles.
And Rohan Davey off to a good start. He was 11 for 11 in the opener. And he's already in the first quarter, he's 6 for 9.
A.J. Subs on the other side of the field. 10th play of the drive coming up for LSU. 3rd down, Tofield comes in, and he is grabbed by the ankles. I don't know if he got that or not. The spot on the near side looks as though he's a little short.
You're not going to beat Tennessee here tonight with field goals.
Well, we go back to a point that was made when Tennessee played Florida up at Knoxville. Rather than scoring touchdowns, can't do it with field goals.
Cost them a football game. And Nick Saban knows that. He knows he can't beat this football team kicking 3 points.
Did not make it. There you see the distance, about a half a yard. We're tied at 3, early going at 2nd quarter.
It'll be tough to make a half-yard on.
The stack eye, 20 on the right side is right.
I've been impressed with LSU's offensive line. You talked about the injuries in this offensive line. The coaches from Tennessee, the defensive coaches, talked about how impressed they were with the offensive line of LSU. And Smalling and Pierce and Lewis Williams are doing some good blocking up front.
Lewis Williams, normally the right guard, replacing John Compton at center. Bob Wynn unable to go tonight because of a neck injury. And so Rodney Reed replacing him. So 3 new faces there. Backside pressure. Davey gets it away.
This has been the Rohan Davey Show. He has given new life to this LSU offensive football team, who last week had 6 turnovers, 6 drop passes, and 13 penalties.
John Corbello, the sophomore out of Lafayette, makes it a 10-3 LSU lead. Nall, the number 3 quarterback, giving a hug and congratulations to Rohan Davey. Mike's right. The Davey Show so far.
Change the size, but never leave the stream.
In today's net economy, companies are struggling to change, struggling with the complexities of e-business, with making intranets, extranets, and the internet work together across any platform around the world. Well, now it can all work together as one net. With Net Services software from Novell, the power to change.
John, you seen that? Oh, you're good. Yeah? You're the best.
You guys hungry back there? Is this tuna?
Got it. I wouldn't open that.
Oh, hey.
He opened it. Guys, just get some beer.
Pickle. I got the ice house.
All right. I'll be right back. Don't touch that.
Slide over.
Okay. Fellas,
Frosty called Mom.
Dinner party, Ice House style. Because sometimes all you need is a smooth, never watered down taste of Ice House. Enjoy.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11-ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. Just get in bed. It's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
ESPN's presentation of primetime college football is brought to you by Buick and your local Buick dealers. And by Holiday Inn, who gives you more, and more is better. Bill's Oyster Bar, one of the many good seafood houses here in town, cracking those oysters. They'll be eating a lot of them after the game tonight if this one continues this way. As you look at Josh Reed, was a running back. They moved him over 8 games ago in the Alabama game, and boy, he has taken a giant step forward. That's already his 4th touchdown pass this year.
They caught a lot of passes against Auburn.
Leonard Scott from the 7. Leonard will take it out to around the 29. It's a 21-yard return. Aaron Damon on the special team.
You talked earlier about the magnitude of this ball game going into next week's ball game for Tennessee, and everybody had Georgia buried. All of a sudden, they knocked the coffin open, and
they look really good today.
They're alive.
Clausen, Casey Clausen, a freshman out of Northridge, California, who did not play in her game up in Knoxville against Southern Mississippi. He has had problems with his shoulder. He had tendonitis as well. He played last week. They were pleased. They said they'd get him in tonight, 3rd or 4th series. But a throw on 1st down, and I'm not sure he got the play off.
We talked about Casey Clausen's injury, tendonitis in the arm.
On the offense, on your penalty.
You find that a lot in freshmen when they come into your team, because all of a sudden they haven't done as much as you asked them to do. And he stayed around the summer. He threw 5-6 days a week. He was lifting weights, and all of a sudden his arm fell off, and he just had it. And they just worked harder than they've worked in high school.
Well, that's a great point. Again, it's 1st down. Clausen swings this one out. Be careful. Well, that's an area you don't want to overthrow, because that is a pick after the touch, and it will go for a touchdown.
And I really believe that they scripted this quarterback spot tonight for Casey Clausen. They would have liked a different situation, not LSU to be ahead, but I believe this is a series he was told he was going to come in. We've seen a lot of that this year, and it's backfires sometimes, because Rohan Davey, when he came in a tough spot against Auburn, and they never recovered.
That was extremely difficult over in Auburn for Rohan. They'll go with the running play. This one right up the middle. Travis Henry hit by Howard Green. And now the situation is going to be a 3rd down, and they still got +10 to pick up the 1st down.
Now here's where LSU's got to force a turnover. They figure that Casey Clausen, he just come into the football game, his 3rd play. Here's where you want to get after him a little bit. See if you can create a turnover and give your offense good field position.
So let's see what the Tigers come up with. 3rd down. And maintaining this possession, Tennessee needs to get out to the 39. The pressure off the corner. Long pass, near sideline. Complete. No flags. Cedric Wilson, the intended receiver.
Ryan Clark running stride for stride. And when we talked to Phil Almation this week, the defensive coordinator, he said he had an outstanding game against UAB.
They just found a flag thrown in the secondary, in the backfield of Tennessee. Holding on the offense, penalty, refused, 4th down. So here's where Tennessee's big weapon has got to come through again. David Leverton needs to flip the field on LSU and not allow the Tigers to gain good field position.
Casey Clausen's going to hang this up a little higher on the outside.
Second punt of the night. This off the side of his foot a bit. Line drive, but it takes a Tennessee bounce, and there will be no return. Boy, this one turned golden. Dominic Davis had the ball take a quick left in front of him, so it's 47 yards on this kick. 48 and 47 by Leverton. He does his work. Tigers by 7. Let's take a break.
Hey, Miss State Farm. Good morning. Hi, Miss State Farm. Good morning, Ashley.
Because Linda Burchett works as part of the community,
Hola, señorita State Farm.
she gets to know everyone, and everyone gets to know her.
Hi, Linda.
Even by name.
Have a great day.
Get to know a State Farm agent in your community.
Mr. Duffy, I've been here for over a year now, and I'd like to talk about a raise. I have an MBA.
I like jujubes. The Reds and the Oranges, the best. They are like the king and queen of jujube land. The green and the yellow, they're peasants. One day, we're gonna have a jujube revolution.
What do you think?
Jujube?
It's time for E-Trade. Sign up now for your 25 trade bonus.
Hey, sports fans, picture yourself wearing this ESPN the Magazine fleece pullover, because it's yours free when you subscribe to ESPN the Magazine. So call now. Get 26 issues, a year's worth, for just $1 an issue. And remember, you'll get this zip front fleece pullover absolutely free. So pick up the phone and call now for ESPN the Magazine and your free fleece pullover. 1-800-504-6644.
The early season surprise Pittsburgh Panthers are on the prowl of a struggling Syracuse offense. Pittsburgh versus Syracuse at 4:30 next Saturday on ESPN2.
Beautiful night shot here just over the water, looking into Tiger Stadium. The city kind of shuts down when this ball club is playing. I mean, it is so very important that you're either home watching or listening or here at Tiger Stadium. Navy started off 1 for 3, 7 yards since then. Might be 6 of 7 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Tofield back in the lineup, gets the handoff. Good head of steam.
When we talked to LSU coaches this week, they said we had our best couple days of practice early in the week coming off that UAB game.
Extra point by Corbello. He knocks it home.
And you play like you practice.
Who would have thought it? A lot of football left, but what a shocker so far. 77 yards by Tofield. 17-3 Tigers.
You know what? Houses are pretty powerful things. After all, how many horror movies have you seen where it's the house that's bleeding from the walls or telling its owners to beat it? Maybe houses get angry because they're underappreciated. Well, we think it's possible to take the power of your house and make it do good, not evil. Like paying for college, paying off existing bills, or even painting the house. Plus, we'll give you quick approval on your loan. Oh, by the way, if you do paint, you might want to make sure it's a color the house can live with.
Johnny Blaze D's, He got whatever you need, just come holler at me. Just come see what's up inside, guarantee you step outside with them clinchers and them Tommy Hill figures for 45. Get a sporty fit to match your chains and slugs. Into the store, holler at B and he gon' show you some love. We got the Dada fit with the hat to match with the FUBU gear, South Pole on the rack. We come to lay it down for B-boy sports, bruh. We come to lay it down for B-boy sports, bruh. B-boy sports another level.
ESPN's 2-Minute Drill, the ultimate sports quiz show, Mondays at 7.
Sideline, A.J. Suggs, the freshman out of Powder Springs, Georgia, loosening up. So I would assume, Mike, that Casey Clausen is going to head back to the bench.
He didn't look settled down when the 3 plays he was in. Of course, they got to delay a game in the first play. Now he's behind the chains.
Look at Eric Westmoreland. And this is what a senior's supposed to do. Like a caged tonight on Lion, the Tiger, he's been pacing the sideline and barking at his fellow defenders. We got to pick it up, guys. On the 17. Lott breaks a tackle. Good containment. Lost the football. Recovered by Tennessee. Whoa, boy.
Eric Lott, a wide receiver. Tennessee tried him at quarterback early in the year. He's from Tennessee, went to Alabama, transferred back to Tennessee. David Palmer was his favorite player. He likes wearing that number 2. Gave Tennessee pretty decent field position.
Tell you what, if Chavis Smith had not been right there, that could have been a heartbreaking situation for the Volunteers, because that ball came loose as he was going down. And as you point out, they've got good field position to start from at the 35. Maybe 4.5 yards. Brady James makes the stop, and Brian Kenny, let's go to you again.
Ron, let's get you a baseball update here. Look at these scores. That's not a safety. Rangers with 2. A's whooped on them 23-2. Mariners over the Angels 21-9. Indians also won. So in the American League, it will go down to the final day of the regular season. You can see these games on ESPN2 on Sunday. Toronto, Cleveland, Seattle, Anaheim, Texas, and Oakland. We'll explain at the half. Ron?
23 runs. Art Howe might grow some more hair. It's right over the middle. He's got it complete to Martin. And Martin being shoved back now. Well, the spot that they have given them, it's got to be a Tennessee first down. And I've heard you say this a million times. This is a shocker early, but there's so much football left to be played here tonight. The biggest thing Tennessee needs to not do is panic.
No, and Philip Fulmer's not going to allow them to panic, because they knew they were going to get a heavy punch from LSU early, because they stunk the place up last week against UAB, so they're going to come out here and play their best football. So you just got to absorb it, stay in the ball game, don't panic, and get back in slowly but surely.
So it goes long with this one, and the flag is going to be thrown at the 12. Eric Parker, the intended receiver. Hookfin was one of the men there battling with him.
A lot of hands, but I believe they're going to call it on LSU. Both the offensive guy, Eric Parker, and Demetrius Hookfin were tied up. Wouldn't surprise me either way, but I think it's going to go against LSU.
Pass interference by the defense. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage and an automatic first down.
A.J. Suggs really makes this by sidestepping the rush, and now throws the football. And Eric Parker, and they got tied up, but I believe the call is right call on Demetrius Hookfin.
So with the penalty, it moves the ball to the LSU just outside the 33-yard line. They lead it 17-3. Just over 10 minutes to play until halftime. Here comes the blitz off the corner. They give it to Henry. Short. maybe 2, maybe 3 yards. Kipps along with Brady James. And let's go to the sideline again. Adrian, what do you got for us, big guy?
Well, Ron, a reminder, none of us want to be premature, but I got to tell you, after that last Bayou Bengals score, standing down in front of all these thousands of students looking into the faces of the players and coaches here on the LSU side, remember Florida here in 1997. And the week before, LSU had barely beaten Vanderbilt, 7-6. Everyone was talking doom and gloom. And then we saw that night, all of us, one of the biggest upsets of the college football season. The same feeling down on this sideline right now, Ron.
Adrian, don't break out the champagne just yet. But this is a pretty good football team, Tennessee.
Travis Henry. Leading the charge, Muskegon Barnes, number 91, a big junior out of Moss Point, Mississippi.
This is a good defensive football team. You got good down linemen, Muskegon Barnes making plays. We talked about Jarvis Green. Got good sets of linebackers. And they're going to pick on number 33, Demetrius Hookpin. He's where you got to go because Fred Booker's the senior on the other side. They got a lot of respect for him, so you go after the young guy, the sophomore, number 33.
Third down. A line to make. He's the 28.5 of LSU. Suggs got it complete at the 23-yard line. It's Eric Parker. 12 yards in the pass play, and it's first down, Volunteers.
A couple things happened there, Ron. Travis Henry made a key block on the blitz. They brought the strong safety on the blitz. Travis Henry makes the play. Then you work Eric Parker against Demetrius Hookpin. Demetrius Hookpin, he's going to need oxygen because they're going to keep coming after him. And now he's a good corner. He's a young corner, but they found something over here, and they're going to keep trying him out.
Demetrius, a sophomore at Kentwood, Louisiana. They yanked him in the Auburn game for Robert Davis, but he was taking over that spot again. From the shotgun, Travis Henry belting his way inside the 20. Kyle Kipps making another tackle tonight. Kyle obviously adapting nicely from offense over to the defensive side. Was a starting tight end, one of the starting tight ends for the LSU Tigers last year. But they had a surplus of people there, and they said, hey, how about defense? And he said, that's great, just as long as I can play.
Ron, in high school, he was a defensive player. He had 130 tackles, 7 sacks, 7 cross fumbles. So he played defense in high school. I liked it.
Henry, 12 carries, 43 yards. Suggs going to take it to the end zone. He's got a man. Did he stay in bounds?
Pretty good coverage by Demetrius Hookpin. They're going to keep working him. Eric Parker on a fading up.
Well, what has happened is here in the stadium, the big screens, the jumbotrons, the fans are looking at that. It's a perfect call. It's he did not have possession. Third down. Here comes the blitz. They roll the pocket. Suggs going to have to hurry. Rogers just running short. Ryan Clark is the man who was coming from the secondary to free safety and going against the grain, so to speak. That was a difficult throw.
They had the right call on because the strong safety came from Ryan Clark came from the top of the screen. So they sprinted away. They had the right call, but he couldn't get his shoulders turned. Right-hand quarterback, sprint to the left. You got to get your shoulders turned. He wasn't able to do it.
Alex Walls will come in and attempt a 36-yard field goal. That right hash mark. They got a 47-yarder earlier and add a 36-yard one to his tally tonight. So with 7 minutes, 15 seconds left until halftime, our new score, LSU 17 and Tennessee 6. We'll be back right after this.
We've taken the soul of the 1985 GSXR, the motorcycle that created the race replica category, and placed it into the newest GSXR. Introducing the 2000 GSXR 750 from Suzuki, the soul of a champion.
heard the other parties talk about their plans for America. Some involve going to the right, others the left, still others in the middle. And if you're anything like me, you couldn't care less. That's why I and millions like me have formed a new party with no plans, no leadership, no reason for being other than pure self-gratification. The good stuff in life. It's the Las Vegas Freedom Party, where you can do what you want when you want. Join us.
I'm walking around mud, rocks, rain. My feet are comfortable, and that's the most important thing.
With Wolverine DuraShocks, comfort is a guarantee.
Enterprise? Hi, my car's out of commission, so I'm out of commission.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise, we'll pick you up.
That's A.J. Suggs on the phone talking with Randy Sanders upstairs. Casey Clausen, who came in for a series and then gave way to Suggs again, who was the starter tonight. So for Clausen, he's going to have to stand for a bit. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised, unless this ball game changes a lot, I wouldn't be surprised we may not see him again tonight. What do you think?
I think A.J. Suggs gives him the best chance right now because he's in the flow of the game. Casey Clausen looked like he was a little nervous when he hit the field for those 3 plays.
Derek Williamson will kick it off. Dominic Davis, one of the deep people, along with Gerald Myers. From the 6, Myers actually ran into his own man. 28 yards on the return. Well, next Saturday on ESPN, College Game Day, 11 a.m. Eastern. Then on ESPN2, the Pittsburgh Panthers take on Syracuse. That's 4:30 Eastern. And at prime time back here on ESPN, Mike, Adrian, and myself will be between the hedges as Tennessee faces the Georgia Bulldogs. For more, log on to ESPN.com, your home for college football on the Internet. Georgia won big today in Fayetteville. Florida lost in Starkville as Dominic Davis checks back into the lineup, replacing Tofield. He had that 75-yard touchdown run just a moment ago. They pitch it to Davis, gets by 1 tackler, but he'll be stopped after a couple more, and that's Sessions.
It's a game of adjustments. You see how the team's going to block you, and then John Chavis has to make the adjustment with his defensive staff. So we'll see as this game goes along. I believe John Chavis feels like Rohan Davies had too much time. The running game's hurt him a little bit, so he's going to pick up the pace of his defense with some calls.
Tennessee, now our LSU comes out, and look at this. They got 4 receivers set. Davey from the shotgun. That's Myers. 45, and knocked out of bounds at the 46. That's good for 12 yards. D'Angelo Lloyd defensively.
Gerald Myers is a good receiver, too. You look at this receiving corps. He's the second leading receiver on this football team with 13 catches coming into this ball game. Now, a twist by the defensive line trying to get pressure on Rohan Davey, but he throws the quick pass to Gerald Myers.
You can see Anthony Sessions kind of overran it, did not have an opportunity to adjust and make the tackle. Myers out of Houston, Texas. First down, pressure up the middle, he's hit. It is complete. That's Davis. Davis knocked out of bounds as he crosses midfield and down to the 47. And you talk about a game of inches and seconds. A half second more, and he never would have gotten that pass away.
You know what Rohan Davies thinking? Why haven't I been the quarterback? You know, I'm doing everything right. He gets hit by Will Overstreet, gets the ball out to Dominic Davis, the outlet receiver, man coverage again or a zone blitz, and no one's covering the back coming out of the backfield.
Hey, listen, what an adjustment by Dominic Davis to get back. He had to go backwards to catch that football. 17-6 LSU. Clock shows 6:11 left until halftime. Play action, frozen for a moment. Davies pass, complete at the 33 to Eric Edwards, the tight end. A big freshman out of Monroe, good for 17 yards, and Davies shaking a little bit.
It's coming up limping. Josh Booty pulling for the new starter, Rohan Davey. Everything Rohan Davey is picking up right now is working for LSU.
That's D'Angelo Lloyd, who hit him after the pass was delivered. 10 of 13, 102 yards for Davey, and a touchdown. Davey steps up, hit as he throws, looking for the end zone, and that receiver had been pushed out of bounds. He could not come back and get that ball. Davies pass.
Rohan Davey's hurt, Ron. I tell you, he comes up limping a little bit. You see, he's not putting any weight on his left foot.
John Henderson hit him that time. Lloyd on the play before that.
Yeah, the first quarter, they didn't hit him. I mean, he was not taken to the ground.
And you can see some action there on the bench. It looks as though Booty is, he might start throwing the football some. Yep. 2nd and 10 of the Tennessee 31-yard line. Short drop this time, swings it out, and there's Reed. And Rohan Davey limps off the field at the 38-yard line.
Caught him on the bubble screen again.
Tries to make it a 24-6 LSU lead, and he does. Some of the young stars tonight that have stepped up big. Tofield with a 75-yard run, but Josh Reed is coming up aces on every play that they have included him on, and as Mike said on the bubble screen, they push it in the end zone. Now the concern, what about Rohan Davey?
Here's the bubble screen, but look at Tennessee's defensive backs now. Right here, he's got the football and gets good blocks from Gerald Myers downfield, and there's nobody there to tackle him.
And of course, in college football, as long as that ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage, it can block downfield. And it was key on that play right there. Josh Reed, that's 5 touchdowns for him this year, the converted running back. Put out at wide receiver.
Here's the previous play when Rohan Davey got hit and his knee's been bothered a little bit. They're going to check him on the sidelines, but he's off to a great first half.
Jack Marucci, the trainer, you can see him down with the remainder of his staff as Josh Reed is.
Well, he's been impressive.
Oh, he really has. 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions. You should look into the eyes of Scott Corbello, set to kick it off. Can't celebrate too early because you kick it to Scott and get lazy in the special teams and he'll take it 100. Here comes Scott, right at the middle. Breaks one tackle, will not get by the second at the 25-yard line. And let's go to the sideline. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Rohan Davey got kicked on the top of his left ankle, high on the ankle, right where it meets the bottom of the shin bone. Removed all the tape. They're going to retape the ankle. Has nothing to do with his left knee where he wears that brace. They're going to retape the ankle a little bit more loosely, Ron, than he did when he started the game, and should be back in here shortly.
Okay, that's... well, sorry that the youngster is injured, but glad it is not his knee, a reoccurrence of surgery that kept him out the entire spring. Travis Stevens is checked into the backfield for Tennessee, giving the break to Travis Henry at tailback. Stevens wears number 34. Volunteers got to go to work now. Suggs pulled it down, now throws it out of bounds, and a flag comes in at the 44.
Now this might be on Cedric Wilson because it looked like he pushed off on this play. Demetrius hooked in, Ryan Clark covering. Although they may get hooked in for holding too. believe they're going to get hooked in.
From the body language of those defensive linemen there, I think you're right.
Holding by the defense against an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Cedric Wilson, the wide receiver. Nick Saban doesn't like this call. Against Hookton, there's the hold right there. Now you'll see number 14, Cedric Wilson, push, but I believe that's a good call on Demetrius Hookton. So they line up Dante Stallworth on Hookton now. He has a lot more speed than the other wide receivers for Tennessee.
Well, we'll see if they try to dial his number. Number 35. Suggs looking that way, and that's who they get it to. Cedric Wilson actually couldn't hold up. Ryan Clark there to make the defensive play. And right now, Tennessee, because of the urgency I'm sure that they're feeling, down by 18 points, they seem out of sync on offense.
Well, they do, and I was thinking the same thing. Phil Almation, the defensive coordinator for LSU, is getting the game plan that he wants. You know, see Tennessee 45 yards rushing. Nothing big. Make Tennessee work the field with a young quarterback.
The young quarterback Suggs is 5 of 11, 36 yards. Suggs under pressure, and he's going to be tripped up. That's Howard Green, the big junior out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana, number 95, and he's only a junior, 319 pounds.
And this LSU football team, if they've done one thing poorly, it's get sacks this year. They came into this game with only one sack. And Howard Green gets a sack of A.J. Suggs or forces him out of the pocket. No sack.
No sack because he was going forward. You're right. When I looked at that stat, I thought it had to be wrong. Only one sack for the year.
In the SEC.
Third down. They need 9, and they set up the middle screen. And that's Scott. And Leonard tackled him again. It's Howard Green. Last game we had the Tigers on, it was Jarvis Green who put on a show, and tonight his cousin Howard is the man who's doing the damage. They are standing and cheering. It is a wild scene, particularly in the student section here at LSU. They were huge underdogs in this ballgame tonight, and they lead it by 18. Punt. The spiral's not going to turn over, and caught by Davis at the 26. Breaks by a couple of tackles and will take it for about 10 more yards. So it's 33 yards in the kick and 13 on the return. Okay, the answer to tonight's Aflac Trivia question. 4 SEC schools currently coached by one of its former players, and that's the most of any conference in the country. The answer, obviously, Phil Fulmer, Tennessee. This one also Steve Spurrier, Florida. Mike DeBose at Alabama, and Houston Nutt at Arkansas.
Easy.
Yep.
LSU would like to put another score on the board with 3:56. They have all 3 of their timeouts left.
Rohan Davey, they got him retaped. Tofield is at tailback. So Davey at quarterback. And the pitch goes to Tofield. This time they corral him to an extent. Lost the football. Rashad Moore, a sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama, making the stop.
Ball came out.
Tennessee defense, we had them against Southern Miss, and they were flying all over the field. But tonight, they seem a little passive. And they credit LSU, credit their offensive line.
No question about it. Lewis Williams moving to right guard, over to center. Rodney Reed playing, Smalling and Winey the tackles. They've done an outstanding job. And that play is going to be whistled down before it starts. Pierce looked as though he moved on that offensive front before the ball was snapped. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left until halftime.
Before the snap, movement by the offensive line, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
One of the things that this man is trying to get his kids to buy into, and that is the fact that I could just watch him practicing and talking with the youngster. It's a fragile crew because they have not won many SEC games in the last 2 years. And they have made so many mistakes. Tonight they've gotten off to a much, much better start. But little things like right here, you can't forget the urgency and also the focus, because Tennessee is a plenty good enough team to come back and catch you.
One thing that Nick Saban added to what you're saying there, he doesn't want to help Tennessee. Make them work the field. Make them go 80 yards and see if they can make some mistakes with their young quarterback.
Because to date, what LSU has done in this ball game this evening, they have made the Tennessee defense stay on the field for a long period of time. Davey, too high, and he's going to be knocked down. Now, back-to-back plays, back-to-back mistakes. This is exactly what we were talking about. As you take a look at Lewis Williams, not normally in the center. He normally is the right guard. He's replacing John Compton tonight. And all of a sudden now it is a third down, and they need close to 20 yards. I think they're going to see about 19.
Ron, Tennessee has 2 timeouts. They'll start using their timeouts because, you know, they want the football back with one more chance to score before halftime. It's a play where I think you run the football and settle your team down a little bit.
Here you see a third and 19, and you can take it out just across the 46-yard line. Their own 46. That's what they do. With a running play straight ahead. Well short of the first down, but now Ritzman made that tackle. They'll bring Donnie Jones in and hope that the freshman from right here in Baton Rouge can kind of flip the field on Tennessee, so to speak. Second punt for him, his first of the night, was 40. A little bit of a line drive. Eric Parker, number 80, the deep man for Tennessee.
Use as much of that clock as you can.
Coming after it. Left-footed. This is a good one here. Wobbly spiral. Caught. Parker to 25. Gets by one tackler. Will not get by the second, and he was tackled by the face mask. Well, this may be the major. This may be a 15-yard face mask penalty. 43 yards and a kick and a -2 on the return. Let's see if they say incidental or 15 yards.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask on the kicking team during the return. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So rather than great coverage, holding him just inside the 25-yard line, now Tennessee is going to scrimmage all the way out at the 39.
Ron, it may have been on Adrian Mayes, number 23. Well, there's the penalty. Good pictures again by our crew.
Travis Henry, the setback, as LSU was late getting one of their defensive linemen on the field. Stubbs running up into the pocket. He's going to rush it. Hit from behind as he gets near the 50-yard line, and it was Jarvis Green who made the tackle.
Not every team in the country practices this situation. Coach tells you got 120, you got 2 timeouts, we need a touchdown. So you work this every Wednesday and Thursday in your practice session.
A.J. Suggs deep in the pocket, swings it out to Henry. Good step and a smart move. He got what he could, got out of bounds, and stopped the clock. And Brian Kenny, let's go back to the studio and check with you.
Ron, coming up at the Half Sports Center in game, we'll have the American League going down to the final game of the regular season. Chris Lee and Kirk in Ann Arbor, and Missouri off to a pretty good start against Nebraska. That and the Olympic update. We'll see you at the half. Ron?
Okay, we look forward to it. Our situation down here in Baton Rouge, exactly 60 seconds left until halftime. And LSU, the underdog, with a big 24-6 lead over number 11 Tennessee. Suggs runs up into the pocket, going to be hit by Howard Green. I'm telling you, The relatives have made a green miss of the Tennessee offense tonight, haven't they?
The greens are always in the play, but I don't believe A.J. Suggs got set on that play. He was moving toward the line of scrimmage.
So there's a timeout on the field, and we're going to take it with it. 24-6 LSU.
In the southern Appalachian Mountains, the biggest problem is strangers. Exotic pests threaten the survival of native species. We are working to protect the beauty and biological diversity of this region. By developing new varieties of trees that are resistant to these pests, we are giving our forests a fighting chance. We are the University of Tennessee.
So as we come back, 46 seconds left until halftime. I talked about the Greens and how they have just interrupted everything tonight. Howard Green, the big right tackle, 6'3", 319 out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana. 6 tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack.
You also said that LSU's kept Travis Henry in check. Here's where he could be a dangerous receiver filtering out of the backfield.
Suggs, and he swings it out. And it's Stevens from the same position, but he runs it back into the middle of the field. And it's called after a short gain. He probably should have kept it to the outside.
Yeah, Travis Henry should have gone straight up the football field instead of trying to bring it back against the grain. Takes too much time. Clock moving
rapidly. 24, now 23 seconds. Suggs, you see the blitz from the middle. Complete up Martin, and Martin will take it inside the 20-yard line, and now a timeout is called to stop the clock with 16 seconds until halftime. What do you do, Mike, with this much time left? Give it a shot in the end zone, and then if you're unsuccessful, go for the field goal?
Yeah, you got one shot here to throw to the end zone. And then you take the field goal because you can build on the field goal. You're only down 15. Get back to halftime. Make your adjustments. Come out in the second half and put pressure on LSU a little bit. They're playing freewheeling right now because of this lead.
Well, the odds-on thing, or the high percentage thing, is if you do, and you got to make it for the end zone. It can't be short of there because with no timeouts left, then you don't get the opportunity. But Alex Walls on the year is 8 of 8. He's been very, very consistent in his longest 42 yards against Florida.
Yeah, Ron, you've got the benefit. You can pick up a first down and kill the clock. If the first down marker's at the 9-yard line, but you can't throw it shorter than that. You won't get the second play off.
So they're kind of going through with the young quarterback on the sideline. I'm sure just the things you're talking about, a litany of you got to remember. Don't throw the pass short, or if you don't have the man clearly open, either throw it out of bounds or throw it out of the end zone.
Don't cost it the field goal. Don't take a sack. We have talked about every offensive team works against this. Every defensive team usually go ones against ones on Wednesday and Thursday. So they both know the situation.
Looking to the eyes of Trev Faulk, the middle linebacker. The situation.
There's Caldwell down here on the hook pin.
We'll watch it. Suggs looks the other way. Gets it complete, and boy, that is going to be short to Eric Parker, and it's just what we were talking about. They're not going to have time to get the special teams on. 4 seconds, down to 3, down to 2. And just what Mike Gottfried said they could not afford to do, they did. They'd have been better off with an incompletion.
Okay, Coach Fulmer, frustrating first half. I think LSU has had the momentum right from the opening kickoff. How do you get that back in the second half?
We're not that far down. We got to keep pounding the rock right now. We've run into a very mad football team, a talented football team. We knew that. Coming in, we've got a good second half play in front of us.
18 points down. Is your team desperate right now at all?
No, they're not desperate. We'll be all right.
All righty, Adrian, great hustle. It is halftime with our score, the LSU Tigers surprisingly 24, Tennessee 6. Now it's SportsCenter in-game. Brian Kenny with the Buick halftime report. Brian.
Ron, thank you very much. How about that? A mad football team. And who looks good right now? UAB, like TCU every time Northwestern plays. We'll explain that coming up. SportsCenter in-game. The Olympic update. We'll have baseball as well. Cleveland looking to crash the party, but the West with some major thumpings. We've got the baseball highlights on the way. Manny Ramirez and who he'll face on Sunday. Also, college football. Oregon looking for 18 straight at home against Tuiasa Sopo, and Michael Vick delivers the highlights. We're back after this.
Sunday NFL Countdown, every week at 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Come to Sonic now for our hottest deal ever. New spicy chicken strips with a bold kick you'll love. Or for a tamer taste, there's our classic flavor with dipping gravy, crispy fries, Texas toast, an onion ring, even a cold drink for a special low price. Only at Sonic.
What gives broadband broader impact? Texas Instruments Programmable DSP. Hardware and software that integrates voice, video, and data into one seamless connection. From the world leader in DSP and analog, Texas Instruments.
Was murdered. I think he was taken out. And someone is going to pay. Revenge doesn't work. Sure it does. Sylvester Stallone in Carter, rated R. Starts Friday, October 6th at a theater near you.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-hard. 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
Welcome.
Nice place. Is that Evander Holyfield?
Pardon? It's kind of a funny story. Lassie saved my life, so...
Oh. And there's you and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, she's great. What a cook.
Wish you could add a little something to your photographs? Buy any Gateway Select PC and get a free color printer and a JamCam digital camera. Call 1-800-GATEWAY, featuring the AMD Athlon processor.
Nuts?
Welcome to SportsCenter in-game. Time for the Buick halftime report.
Hi, everybody. Brian Kenny here. And in the American League, it will go down to the final day of the regular season. And even that might not be enough. Oakland, Seattle, and Cleveland all playing this afternoon. Pick it up with the Blue Jays and the Indians. 5-3 Indians in the 7th. Manny Ramirez drills that on Kelvin Escobar. His 37th home run of the year. 6-3 Indians. Chuck Finley did enough. 6-5 Cleveland with the win. Finley 4-0 in his last 4 starts. Cleveland 30-13 at home since July 2nd. How about those swinging A's? A's and Rangers pick it up in the bottom of the 2nd. Yeah, that's right here. 9-1 A's. Jason Giambi drills that. Giambi with his 43rd home run of the year. Made it 10-1 A's, and get this, 23-2 Oakland with the major hurt on the Rangers. Barry Zito goes up to 7-4. The rookie impressive again. Miguel Tejada, the shortstop, with a grand slam in the 5th inning. So Oakland wins. How about the Mariners? Yeah, Mariners would win, and big in the 6th. Alex Rodriguez drills that. Opposite field, power alley bomb, his 40th of the year. Shortstop starts the drilling. 21-9. At 23-2 and 21-9. Seattle crushing Anaheim. Seattle with 22 hits. 3rd straight win for John Halama. Now, in the AL West, Oakland leads Seattle by a half game in the wild card. Mariners lead the Indians by 1 game with 1 game left. If Oakland wins tomorrow, it would avoid that Monday makeup game with Tampa Bay. All 3 play tomorrow, and you can see them on ESPN2. This playoff pursuit, 1 Eastern, Toronto and Cleveland. And mind you, Cleveland will be facing David Wells of Toronto, the 20-game winner. At 4 Eastern time, we'll bounce back and forth. Seattle and Anaheim. Seattle going with Aaron Seeley. Texas and Oakland. Oakland will go with Tim Hudson. That starts at 4 Eastern time. And now to the Olympic Games. Marion Jones with a spectacular Olympic effort, but Paavo Nurmi's 1924 record not even approached. That's 5 gold medals in 1 Olympiad in track and field. However, Marion Jones did pick up her 3rd gold medal, running a stellar leg in the 4x400. In the 4x100, though, the United States did pick up the bronze. 4 baton exchanges, sending the U.S. to 3rd, the Bahamas and Jamaica with the gold and the silver. In the 4x400 relay, as I was saying, Marion Jones did get her 3rd gold medal. Again, an outstanding leg in the 4x4. Latasha Collender-Richardson, Monique Hennigan, and Gerald Miles Clark for the United States. In the men's relays, a United States sweep. The U.S. with the gold in the 4x1. John Drummond, Bernard Williams, Brian Lewis, and Maurice Green, the world's fastest human. And in the 4x400, Michael Johnson ended his Olympic career in fine style. He was the anchor leg in the 4x4, the U.S. with the gold. Gold medal game in women's basketball in the United States over Australia, 76-54. America defends its gold medal. Australia, the silver medal, the best finish ever in women's basketball. Lisa Leslie had 15 points. And in heavyweight boxing, the gold medal to Felix Savon once again in Cuba. The 3rd consecutive heavyweight gold medal for Savon. Only the 3rd boxer in Olympic history to win 3 gold medals, joining Teofilo Stevenson of Cuba and Laszlo Papp of Hungary. And in men's cycling, Lance Armstrong with a bronze medal, the Tour de France champion. Finishing 3rd, the gold medalist is Vyacheslav Ekimov of Russia, a teammate of Lance Armstrong on the U.S. Postal Service team. We take a break here right now. Sports Center in game. We'll get back to college football. The All-American matchup, Jamar Fletcher and David Terrell, Wisconsin and Michigan. That much more coming up at the half.
Here we go. You're mine. Yeah, you. Sweet. Looks good to me.
Tiger may never get into the Olympic Games, but at least he can get into an Olympic Edition Regal.
Looks like I got the gold.
Check out the Olympic Edition Regal or get $2,000 closeout cash on all remaining new 2000 Regals. See your Buick dealer today.
I'm a child care director. In the summer, I drive buses and vans. We have a blast on these field trips. It's just as much fun for me as it is for them. Parents are entrusting me with the safety of their children, and we have to make sure we keep great tires on the van. We trust Walmart to service our vehicle. They have name brand tires and they have great prices, and I guarantee nationwide. That's one reason we bought them.
Brand name tires, oil changes, and more at Walmart Tire and Lube Express.
Because it's pretty precious cargo.
In anticipation of your runaway success as a Wall Street Journal reader, how to blend in with normal people. When in public, walking a pet can help you blend in. A tip on being madly successful from the Wall Street Journal, full of insight on making it big. Subscribe to the Journal for just 57 cents a day for 13 weeks, 25% off the regular rate. The Wall Street Journal. Call 800-532-1100. That's 800-532-1100.
Welcome back to Sports Center in game. The Buick Halftime Report.
We jump right into college football. Border war, Washington and Oregon. Rick Neuheisel and Eugene. And here, Ducks driving. Joey Harrington, Justin Peel, 13-yard touchdown. Ducks up on top 7-0. They beat UCLA last week. Now trying to take on the unbeaten Huskies. And here, 23-9. But Marcus Tuiasosopo with the touchdown pass to Willie Hurst, 23-16. Last gasp, under 2 minutes to go. Huskies again. Tuiasosopo with the pass knocked away. And it is now 18 in a row at home at Autzen Stadium. 23-16 the final. Oregon knocks off Washington. Back-to-back impressive wins for the Ducks. How about this? Northwestern wins yet again. Northwestern beating number 7 and number 15 back-to-back on the road. They beat Michigan State 37-17 after beating Wisconsin last week. Damian Anderson with 219 yards on the ground. And Penn State coming back, beating Purdue 22-20. Drew Brees held down in this game. Joe Paterno gets the win. Purdue missed a field goal in the final moments. Wisconsin and Michigan head-to-head stay in the Big Ten. Fourth quarter, it's 6-3. 3rd and goal for Wisconsin. Brooks Bollinger to the tight end, Chad Cones. He's in. Wisconsin takes a 10-6 lead. Fourth quarter, first start for Drew Henson. A long apprenticeship, broke his foot here, creating. Back across his body, David Terrell brings this down. Jamar Fletcher had the clamps on him all game, but Terrell got open there. It's 13-10. Vitaly Pasetsky tries to tie it up. No, won't go. 13-10. Michigan with the win. Marquise Walker, 7 receptions, 130 yards. Drew Henson, by the way, in his first start, 15 for 27 for 257 yards. Yes, Lee Corso was correct once again. Let's send it out to Ann Arbor for Chris, Lee, and Kirk.
We have just about given up trying to figure out the wackiness of this sport. The bizarro September continuing right down to the final game. This was not all that bizarre inside here, though. It's got dull for a while. The old school tractor pull of a football game until the final 13 minutes when Drew Henson, for the second consecutive week, drives Michigan to a game-winning touchdown. Afterwards, Lloyd Carr praised his quarterback's toughness and resilience.
He got knocked down. He got hit. He turned the ball over. And, you know, when you can do all those things and then come back at the end and lead your team to a winning touchdown, that says a lot about you.
He's an outstanding athlete. He sees the field well. He's got a strong arm. I mean, he's the whole package. That's why he played a lot last year and alternated with what I thought was a great player. And so it wasn't like this is the first time he hit the field.
So at 0-2 in the Big Ten, Wisconsin's Rose Bowl reign apparently is over. Michigan in pretty good shape, although it's a balanced conference and it's a long season ahead.
You know, today, Michigan's David Terrell really impressed me as a wideout. He made 3 catches out there. One of them you saw that I don't think any other receiver in college football could have made. He made Drew Henson look like a better quarterback than he really is, in my opinion. And another thing, I'd take that David Terrell right now to the National Football League.
Like you said, Henson's going to be the best quarterback ever to play at Michigan.
He didn't play like the best quarterback.
Well, they got to give him a chance. Michigan's coaches have to open up the playbook. The first half, they were kind of handcuffing Drew Henson. Finally, when Wisconsin took the lead 10-6, they uncuffed Drew Henson, let him throw the football. They opened up the offense. David Terrell makes some big catches, and they go 79 yards in 10 plays. They need to not wait until the fourth quarter, open it up early. They won't have to be in a close game in the fourth quarter. But next week, both teams, Michigan and Purdue, and Ohio State and Wisconsin, another big week. They got to turn around and get ready.
You say open it up for Michigan, just like the mighty Northwestern Wildcats. Yes. Open it up and go no huddle.
Wow.
November the 4th, Michigan at Northwestern with Rose Bowl implications.
It'll be cold.
It'll be interesting there in Evanston. That's a wrap for the Big House in Ann Arbor, where they celebrate a Michigan victory and a tight one over Wisconsin.
Chris, thank you very much. Talking about the surprises of the day, this one could be the biggest of all. Brandon Tokefield, 74 yards. LSU leading Tennessee. We're back after this.
You know, ideas and inventions.
I grew up in a cellular family, and there was a lot of yelling, static and yelling. That's what I remember the most. I finally did get free and clear, though, and wow, the clarity. Now, we don't yell anymore. We just sit down and talk like people.
The new Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan, $29.99 for 500 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
In the South, an efficient air conditioning system isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. And as the temperature rises, so does the demand for skilled air conditioning repair technicians. In as little as 7 months, ITI can have you prepared for a rewarding job in air conditioning and refrigeration repair. With reasonable hours and evening school, you can keep your present job and still get the training you need. ITI also offers job placement assistance and financial aid for those that qualify. ITI, for a better life. Call for your tour today.
Welcome back to SportsCenter in Game, the Buick Halftime Report.
Back here, SportsCenter in Game. Nebraska's winning streak against Missouri, 21. Last time Missouri beat Nebraska, November of 1978. Here, Bobby Newcomb grabs the punt at his own 6, going through and off he goes. Former cutback bringing up the seam, and off he goes. Andre Robertson tries to catch him. No, won't go. 94-yard punt return for the touchdown, the longest in school history, which, when you're talking about Nebraska, is saying something. 28-14, Missouri putting up a good fight. They're in the third quarter, Nebraska by 2 touchdowns. Oregon State and USC go to the Pac-10. early in the second quarter, 14-7. Beavers with the ball. Patrick McCall fumbles. Zeke Marino brings that up, and off he goes. 80 yards all the way in. We're down by 7 at this point. Brings that up. Right now, USC and Oregon State series gone back and forth. USC has owned them back since 1967, the last Oregon State win in this series. 14-14 now. They're in the fourth quarter. A lot of time left, about 13 minutes to play. Go to the Big East, Miami and Rutgers. Miami has never lost to Rutgers. Last 3 all in the 50s for the Hurricanes. Right now at the half, 41-0. Virginia Tech over Boston College. It was a bit of a fight, but Virginia Tech takes them out 48-34. Michael Vick with 210 yards on the ground sets a school record for quarterbacks at 3 touchdowns, but he also had 3 fumbles. Virginia Tech is averaging 49 points per game. South Carolina going down to Alabama. Again, another good fight, but Lou Holtz does not stay unbeaten. Mike DuBose and the Crimson Tide take him out 27-17 in a tight game. Florida and Mississippi State head-to-head, 24-23 in the fourth. And there, Wayne Matkin to Larry Huntington. He's in for the touchdown. This became a very bizarre game. He had 2 snaps over the head of the quarterback, and he ended up having a 3rd and 57, and then Steve Spurrier took a safety. 47-35, Mississippi State knocks off Spurrier and Florida. Auburn over Vandy, 33-0. That a final. Auburn is 5-0. And Georgia beating Houston Nutt and Arkansas 38-7. Well, that and more. We come back. Sports Center in game. Score! Yes! There we go. You're mine. Yeah, you. Sweet. Looks good to me.
Tiger may never get into the Olympic Games, but at least he can get into an Olympic Edition Regal.
Looks like I got the gold.
Now save $1,250 on the Olympic Edition Regal for a limited time at your Buick dealer.
Hey, Mark, you order all this food?
Yeah, anywhere. And I don't have any. I come cash for it.
Your dinner, you pay for it.
We're trying to get a little work done here.
Mark?
Can you add it on to whatever I'm paying you to live here?
Sort of like room service?
Yeah.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
You want room service? You got it. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Back here, Sports Center in game. Brian Kenny with you. It'll be Georgia and Tennessee next week, and Georgia over Arkansas today, 38-7. First home loss under Houston Nutt at Arkansas. He was 15-0. Next Sports Center coming your way, 11 Eastern Time. Kenny Mayne and John Anderson. They'll have the full baseball wrap-up going down to the final game of the regular season, all the parameters of that extra game and everything else that could happen in baseball and more in the NFL. The Mort Report as well. 24-6 LSU with the upset in the making at the half. Rowan Davey looking like a #1. Enjoy the second half.
If you need a score on any game.
We checked around with other people in the profession who also drove GMC trucks, and we found that it was very durable and long-lasting, accomplished all the needs that we need in landscaping. When you're in business, you have a limited amount of time to spend on purchasing your vehicle. And the salesmen were very nice. They actually worked with us so that we could get the options that we needed for our business, and we're very pleased with that. They definitely have my business.
Now you can have fun and excitement around the clock with the all-new Square Deal Casino, located inside the Texaco Sunshine Superstop. 50 video poker machines and a 24-hour restaurant. Add in well-lit parking and 24-hour security, and you've got the perfect place to let the good times roll. Meet your friends at the all-new Square Deal Casino. It's the place to win big. Located inside the Texaco Sunshine Superstop at the foot of the Sunshine Bridge. Just look for the giant American flag pointing you to the Square Deal Casino.
a lot of hard work, guts, and determination to play this sport. It takes commitment.
It takes a competitive spirit.
It takes teamwork.
It takes leadership.
NCAA football is a tradition.
It's a family affair.
NCAA football. Pass it on.
24-6, magic in this stadium on Saturday nights. Many think that that is a real situation. Boy, they got a huge upset going right now, but we got 30 minutes of football left to play. Mike, we take a look at the comparison of the two quarterbacks tonight, and Rohan Davey really stepped up, and particularly after his opening series, he came on big time.
Ron, he has not been pressured. He's been under control, and when you look at big plays over 15 yards, Tennessee's only had one play over 15 yards. LSU 7. So the defensive strategy of LSU to keep Tennessee and make them work has worked.
You know, another thing, Tennessee's offense, their defense, the most they've given up to a running back this year is 40 yards to Ernest Graham of Florida. Tofield had 100 yards on 7 carries in the first half alone. Corbello to kick it off. Leonard Scott, the deep man for the Tennessee Volunteers. And Leonard, of course, is from Zachary, Louisiana. He would dearly love to break along with. This is returnable. Going to come to Scott at the 12. The return to the right, and a great job of coverage by the LSU special team. O'Neal on the tackle as we take a look at those first half numbers.
The big numbers is the rushing yardage. Coming in, Tennessee only giving up 47 yards rushing, 123 for LSU already. Passing yardage, Rohan Davey, we talked about 11 out of 15, been near perfect.
Well, let's see if A.J. Suggs can get it going in his opening series for the Volunteers. They're down by 18. They go with the running play. Travis Henry, well, they kept him in check. Muskegon Barnes, the junior from Moss Point, Mississippi. And Adrian, let's check with you.
Ron, the LSU offensive line has done a great job in the first half protecting Rohan, but they're going to have to do an even better job, because when they have the opportunity to take a clear shot at that left knee of Rohan's, the Tennessee defense is going to take it. It's just part of college football. It's just part of the game. The problem is his left knee is stable. He's got that brace on there, but when they hit that left knee, it affects his left ankle because he doesn't have any support or brace down there. That's why that left ankle is sore.
For those who were not with us in the first half, Adrian got to report that he got kicked on the ankle, high on the ankle, and that was the reason that he was injured. Travis Henry bounces it outside, but not for much. Ryan Clark is the man who got to him first. And Mike, I think this is key. The fact he does have some yards, but they have kept him in check to the point where he is not the man who's getting the big yards on first down.
No, 47 yards, only averaging 3.4 yards came into this game. We're well over 5 yards per carry average, but they have kept him in check.
Line to make is out of their own 26. Suggs from the shotgun. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Jeremy Lawrence, a sophomore out of Faraday, Louisiana.
And go back to the kickoff team for LSU, because I think special teams, when you play Tennessee, usually Tennessee wins special teams battles. I think tonight LSU has won the battle so far. They stop them on the 15-yard line, get bad field position.
David Leverton stands back at the 6-yard line. Beautiful high spiral. Wow, this is high and it is long. 36-yard line. Davis dancing around, still taking people with him, and he'll get a 10-yard return there on a 43-yard punt.
Rohan Davey got the start tonight. Crowd welcomed him with applause. Starting the football game, made a big scramble early in this game in the first quarter, first series. For big yardage, it set up a field goal. Then came back with a curl route to Reggie Robinson. Then hit the touchdown pass to Josh Reed.
Josh Reed with 2 touchdown passes in that first half as Tofield gets the pitch, and he's going to be knocked down for a yard loss as D'Angelo Lloyd, number 99, got penetration and made the tackle on the freshman from Independence, Louisiana.
Now you look to Tennessee's defense. If they're going to come back in this football game, they need to get better play of this defensive unit, because you got a young quarterback. You got a redshirt freshman quarterback. LSU making you work the field. You have to change this field position a little bit on defense.
3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen for the Tigers. 2nd and 11, but they go with Tofield on the running play as a flag comes down, and this was thrown to the umpire, and it's no. They fumble the ball. It's recovered by Tennessee. So 2 errors on 1 play. But the biggest thing for the Volunteers is the fact that they have the football.
On the offense, penalty refused, first down.
They have it at the 46-yard line.
And that's what we're talking about, Ron. The defense is the veteran group here at Tennessee. You see all the pressure they get on Tofield. He drops the football. Now Tennessee gets good field position for their quarterback, A.J. Suggs.
John Henderson with the recovery. Beckoning the defense to stand tall, not to let the Volunteers back in this one. That was Martin in motion. Suggs near sideline, got his man open, and that is Eric Parker, as he will be tackled at the 30, and it's a gain of 17 yards.
Good throw by A.J. Suggs. Looked like he had a lot on that football. Good protection by the offensive line.
They win at Huck Finn right off the bat.
Yeah, they're going to work him the entire half. And that's nothing against him. It's just that they have great respect on the other side for number 1, Fred Booker.
Stallworth is out there on Huck Finn this time. From the shotgun. Pressure off the corner, but he throws it complete, and that's Stallworth. Dante, a sophomore out of Sacramento, California. Ryan Clark making the play for the Tigers.
Yeah, Dante Stallworth has the best potential at Tennessee, the wide receiver position, since Carl Pickens came into this ball game with 10 catches. Got a lot of great speed. You watched him a year ago or 2 years ago, and you spotted him right away. You liked him, and you liked his speed.
He's a game breaker, no question about that. 2nd down, and they need about 3 for the first. Suggs for the end zone, and he's got Stallworth there.
Huckman's going to need oxygen because they're going to keep working him in that corner. But he was up to the challenge here. He gets on the hip of the wide receiver, Dante Stallworth, and forces him to go outside. Now, he's got him beat right now, but he has to wait on the football. Knocks him out of bounds. I think you think in terms of 2 plays here, Ron, to get this first down.
Down by 18 points at this portion of the field. I think you're exactly right. Right over the middle. Got his man, Martin. But he is going to be stopped at the 16-yard line, but that'll move the change for the Volunteers as Brady James and Ryan Clark combine on the stop. James led the way with 8 tackles in the first half for the Tigers.
Well, Phil Fulmer knows, and I'm sure he told his football team at halftime, you know what? We've got to tighten the pressure up on this LSU team. As long as they got this big lead, they're going to freewheel. We got to make them nervous. We got to get some points on the board. Make them nervous, make them tight, make them make mistakes.
Suggs out in the flat. Martin caught it and breaks the tackle. Hit from behind by Trev Falk and knocked forward. And it was Lionel Thomas who had him first, couldn't hold on.
Yeah, but the reason he couldn't hold on is David Martin, 6'4" and 215 pounds. Looks like an NFL wide receiver. Lionel Thomas, 6 foot tall, needed to bring him down, but David Martin made some big yards there. Draw play here, Ron. Got to get the ball to Travis Henry somehow.
On the shotgun, Bartholomew back there as well. He's left in the block. He swings it out to Henry, makes the catch, fights his way inside the 10, but he's going to be shy of the first down as Brady James makes still another tackle.
Thought it would be a draw, but they threw him the flare pass. Travis Henry, he's valuable not because he can run the ball so well, but he can catch the ball and pick up big yards for you.
Interesting, Brady James now we know with 9, if not 10 tackles in the game. He was one of the youngsters we talked with yesterday as well, and he said, you know, we're trying to make sure that everybody buys into the new thing that's going on here, but we're learning something every day. He said it's like a crash course, and we're having to do a lot of study. Travis Stevens comes in for Tennessee, number 34. Third down and short. Play action for the end zone. Wide open touchdown, and that is Finlayson.
Great call, Philip Fulmer saying you need to go for 2. John Finlayson, the tight end, blocked right to the corner. Good play action fake by A.J. Suggs.
So if you just joined us and wondered what happened, it was a fumble by LSU's LeBrandon Tofield. Tennessee got it at about the 46.5-yard line, and they have driven it in to score, and it's 24-12 with a 2-point attempt to come.
A.J. Suggs is a good quarterback on the roll. He was a Ring T quarterback in high school.
Pressure off the corner. They throw right there, and miscommunication. Cedric Wilson said it was being held, but Suggs didn't throw what he ran.
No, and that play blew up even in the huddle. It didn't look like they were ready for the 2-point play.
So a turnover by LSU, and then the touchdown to the tight end Finlayson, and it makes it a 24-12 LSU lead.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Thank you for holding customer support.
I just want to let you know I'll never buy anything from your company again.
I'm sorry, what can I do to help?
Help? I've called you guys 5 times, and every time I have to explain this problem over again. The last time you asked me to fax my invoice, when I called back, the rep knew nothing about my fax.
No,
then I emailed you. You thanked me for writing?
Could you tell me exactly what the problem is?
The problem? The problem?
Hello?
The Acura RL with satellite-linked navigation system.
1-800-COLLECT presents the coolest way to save on collect calls.
Stop! 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 Who you calling collect? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. 1-800-COLLECT. Easy, huh? Easy. Hey! Saves the people you call at least $1 or $2. $1 or $2. Got it? That's great. 1-800-COLLECT. As in, collect calls.
1-800-COLLECT, the hip way to save $1 or $2.
So Tennessee scores off the turnover. They miss on the 2-point conversion, and on the sideline, Josh Booty is warming up. You think he's just to get loose? Or?
I think they're a play or series away from this because I think Rohan Davey made the mistake on the handoff to Tofield. He didn't get the ball planted in there, and so I don't know how much his injury is hurting, but I still believe Davey's going to be the quarterback.
Christian Traubin has the ball teed up at the 35-yard line, and he will kick off. Dominic Davis and Gerald Myers. A dual safety as LSU is playing, and they're looking maybe for an onside or a pooch kick, and that's what it is, a pooch kick. Fair catch signal for it is made at the 25 by Tommy Banks, the fullback. Very, very smart.
Yeah, it's the one thing you teach fullback or tight end to do is fair catch it if it's too high, because you don't want Tennessee's players getting down there and hitting you and causing a fumble. So you take the ball at the 25, 26-yard line.
So Rohan Davey is, in fact, the man who will start, and you can see him limping noticeably. But in case you were not here in the first half, Adrian found out it is not the knee that he had surgery on last year. He got kicked high on the ankle. They've retaped it, but that's the reason for the limp. From the shotgun, David lofts this one. Did he get it in bounds? No.
Ron, if you're sitting at home tonight, you're saying, why wasn't Rohan Davey the quarterback? And the only answer I can think of is when you have a new coaching staff and you only get 20 days of practice or 15 days of practice in the spring, and he didn't participate in spring ball.
That's right.
So now you come into fall camp and he only practices one practice in 2 a day. So you really didn't get a good look at Rohan Davey. So if this staff had been here for 3 years, I'd say they made a mistake. But now you almost got to understand they just didn't have time to figure out who's the best.
Yeah, that's a great point, and it's a crammed time, because it seems like a lot of time, but when you're putting together that many folks.
Oh yeah, and you're watching everything, and the only thing you go by is your brain, your computer, as you watch every practice. And some staffs have quarterback problems into the season, and they're in their 4th or 5th years. Now that's tougher because you've watched them all along. But for Nick Saban, this is a fast time right here to make decisions.
It's a big down right here. LSU with a 3rd down and 9. You see the motion man. And that was a forward pass, I believe. Will Overstreet with his 2nd hurry of the quarterback tonight.
And just what I was thinking, Philip Fulmer has turned up the heat and tried. Now LSU looks out of sync. And Tennessee looks like they've got things going a little bit. Need a big punt return here.
In fact, I want to remind you, the last series offensively for LSU in the first half, mistakes and not good. First series, they fumbled the ball. Second series, not a good series.
Yeah, now Rohan Davey did not look like he could move on that play. So now we may be closer to seeing Josh Booty.
Donnie Jones, the punter for LSU on 4th down and 9, and it's Eric Parker again as the deep man. And the left footer's kick. This is a dandy. Wow, turns over all the way back to the 23. Fumbles the ball. Recovered by Parker at the 17. The gasp that you heard was from one Philip Fulmer, as that ball was dropped following a 50-yard kick and a loss of 6 on the return. Overstreet with pressure, Tennessee with some momentum.
Enjoy the performance before it begins. The 260 horsepower CL Type S from Acura.
Discipline creates performance. As of the most recent calendar year end, the AIM Weingarten Fund outperformed the S&P 500 for a 30-year period. See your financial advisor. AIM Funds. The idea is discipline, the purpose is performance. The name is AIM.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-hard. 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
His brother was murdered. I think he was taken out. And someone is going to pay. Revenge doesn't work. Sure it does. Sylvester Stallone in Carter. Rated R. Starts Friday, October 6th at a theater near you.
After 9 straight losses to Tennessee, the Dogs want payback big time.
Tennessee versus Georgia at 7. Next Saturday on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of primetime college football is brought to you by Acura. Introducing the all-new Acura CL Sports Coupe. and by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
Well, it's a marvelous night here in Baton Rouge. Getting cooler now. Temperature is supposed to go into the upper 50s before the evening is over. As we look at Rohan Davey really limping noticeably.
I think he's going to be done.
We'll get a check. Adrian Carson is on it on the sideline, and hopefully after this play we can get an update on the youngster who has played so well, but that injury seems to have taken its toll.
He doesn't look to me like he can go.
Travis Henry has 5, has 10, counted off as 11 yards, and let's go to the sideline. Adrian, I understand you have an update on Rohan Davey.
Ron, a lot of people might think that the best thing that could happen when you have an ankle injury is to get into the locker room, sit down for 15 minutes, get your weight off of it. Wrong. That's the worst thing that could have happened to Rohan Davey because he weighs 240 pounds and he's carrying a lot of weight on a very tender ankle. It's swelled up in the locker room. Therefore, it's bigger now than it was in the first half. He needed to keep moving around on that rather than put ice on it. That's the problem. He's got less movement now than he did at the end of the first half.
Suggs under pressure throws this one away very wisely as he had some heavy pressure coming on him by Jarvis Green. I'm telling you, the Green family has just been everywhere tonight, haven't they?
You've been talking a lot about the Greens, Howard and Jarvis. Here's Rohan Davey when he got hit. Adrian Carson keeps talking and referring to his ankle. Here's where he took the hit from Sessions and John Henderson, hurting his ankle. He just looked in the last series like he's stiff right now, and he can't move.
And as the night gets cooler, that doesn't aid him as well. LSU leads it 24-12. Can they maintain the momentum, though? Swing pass, they get a screen block. Leonard Scott knocked down on a nice defensive play by guess who? One of the Greens. This time it's Jarvis.
Jarvis has had a pretty good evening himself tonight. This is a big third down play for this Tennessee offense.
So the situation is Toby Champion in the ball game, replacing Munoz at right tackle. Third down, 11 yards to pick up the first. They need to take it all the way out to the 37. Here comes the blitz. You can see him coming from the secondary. They throw it right there. This could be the play, and they break it with Stallworth. Goes for big yardage in the first down, and they caught LSU in the proper call to run that play.
Ron, you're exactly right. They caught him in a safety blitz, and they hit him right where they wanted to hit him. Dante Stallworth. Here's the safety coming right here. So now he's gone. Now all of a sudden you get the pass down. Now look at all the linemen for Tennessee in great shape to block and pick up the first down. Ryan Clark got blocked.
Suggs back in the pocket, right over the middle, got his man open. Martin inside the 45 to the 43, and that is another Tennessee first down. And right now, LSU's got to do something to wrestle this momentum back.
Yeah, because, again, when you have a young defensive football team, only one senior, they can come apart in this kind of situation. And that's what Tennessee wants to apply some heat to these young juniors and sophomores and see if they can stand the heat in the kitchen.
Travis Stevens, number 34, and a tailback. Suggs from the shotgun, near sideline, and it out of the hands of Eric Parker.
He had a shot at it. Eric Parker against Demetrius Hookfin. Demetrius Hookfin's going to sleep tonight.
Yeah. And you know, Mike, as much as we've talked about him, and you've made the point they have picked on him, but that's nothing against him. It's just the fact the fellow on the other side is the old veteran Fred Booker.
Yeah.
But he's been up to it.
I was going to say, he's been up to the challenge. Fred Booker, the senior, one senior starter on this defense.
Hookman should have gone to him at halftime and said, hey, Fred, change jerseys with me. Like the twins taking a test for each other. Travis Henry back in the ball game. They come with a blitz, but they run away from it. Turns the corner. inside the 35 and still fighting down to the 29-yard line. That's another volunteer first down. A gain of 14 as Thomas comes from the secondary.
And talking about Travis Henry and the Tennessee offense, I like A.J. Suggs right now because now you can see why he's won the quarterback job, because he's got this team under control, needs to get him in the end zone a couple more times, but he's on his way to developing a lot of confidence by the coaches and the teammates in his play at quarterback.
Kyle Kipps goes to the sideline. Kareem Mitchell, 97, goes to left defensive end. Suggs looking for the end zone. And here's the good part. Fred Booker looked away, and Martin was open for a moment.
Fred Booker, when we talked to him, he said, you know, I'm the only senior starter. I have to keep the defense settled down. He said he's on his third defensive coordinator. You asked him, he said, can that help you? And he said, yeah, when I coach, I've learned all these different styles. But he makes a good play here against David Martin, 6'4".
You can see his ball identification was just, I mean, he read the eyes of the receiver, turned around, and you could tell senior experience on that play right there. They faked the draw, they tried to get the screen, and his knees were down. David Martin had to go low to catch the ball, and that's going to wind up being a play that goes for a loss.
Yeah, he's become a target for A.J. Suggs. Over the middle on the curl route, the screen pass, they just tried to get him the football, but just got his knee on the ground there. Boy, Syracuse killing BYU.
Here comes the crowd. Student section standing. Twirling those white handkerchiefs. They want the Tigers to come up with a stop on 3rd and 13. Pressure off the corner. Gets it away into the middle. And that's Leonard Scott. Oh, what a hit. Just inside the 30, and they stop at the 30. Well short of the first down. Now let's see. This field goal attempt would be about 47 yards. And let's check the numbers on him. The longest for him is 42 yards. That's this year. His career long is 51. So they're going to spot it at the 36, officially a 46-yard attempt. He's made from 47 and 36. Good pass, but folks, he split it. Tennessee has grabbed the momentum from the LSU Tigers, and as we take a timeout, 5:01 left in the third quarter, and now it is LSU 24 and the Volunteers 15.
Now you can have fun and excitement around the clock with the all-new Square Deal Casino, located inside the Texaco Sunshine Superstop. 50 video poker machines and a 24-hour restaurant. Add in well-lit parking and 24-hour security, and you've got the perfect place to let the good times roll. Meet your friends at the all-new Square Deal Casino. It's the place to win big. Located inside the Texaco Sunshine Superstop at the foot of the Sunshine Bridge. Just look for the giant American flag pointing you to the Square Deal Casino.
Need to get online, but you've got a teenager tying up the phone?
I need to get online.
E-Tel can help. For a limited time, get internet and a second line for only $25 a month when you sign up for E-Tel's Deluxe Home Phone Service Package, Complete Connect. Imagine, you can surf and talk at the same time with your extra line. So choose E-Tel for your local phone company and get internet and a second line for nearly the cost of internet alone. From E-Tel, so get your teenager off the phone and call.
Inspector Shanahan knew he was close. 13 years in the game, battles in the corners, big game goals, raising 2 cups. He saw things so clearly now. He stuck to the clues and followed the tracks of the skate blades right to the scene. He pointed towards his suspect. For it was the goalie who did it all along.
24-15, our new scores. You look at Josh Moody on the sideline warming up, and Davey really has been slow. In fact, we'll show you a graphic that tells the story as far as after the injury. Look at this, Mike. 5 drives, 256 yards, 24 points, but the last 3 drives since the injury, 1 yard, 1 turnover.
Yeah, I think the point Adrian made about the halftime, sitting around, the ankle may have swelled up a little bit more, and he's certainly not moving like he moved in the first half.
The Saban is going to tee the ball at the 35, and he is the young man who hit the pooch kick just a moment ago.
I'm not so sure Davy's coming out, though. Josh Booty's over here warming up, but I think Davy's going to stay in the game.
They give him another try, huh? Well, he's lined up to pooch it to the near side this time, and he does. Very high, and it's short toward the sideline, and no fair catch was called at the 28 by DiMaggio, the tight end.
Yeah, you usually, when you see a quarterback, and I know they got Josh Booty warming up, but Rohan Davey is by the offensive coach that's calling the plays, so you figure he's going to stay in the football game. They need Tofield or Dominic Davis to take a little pressure off of Rohan Davey, getting the run game going.
Yep, you're exactly right. And Dominic Davis, number 31, is the man at tailback on this series. And they give it to him. Left guard for a couple. And number 22, Anthony Sessions, upends him. Adrian, let's check with you.
Well, we had two quarterbacks warming up during the commercial timeout. Obviously, Rohan Davey and Josh Booty. Speaking about Josh, he says, that's all I'm trying to do is just stay loose. Like, look at the left ankle of Rohan Davey. He doesn't throw the ball. He just comes over. He doesn't want to jog around, maybe just a little bit. And look how he tries to plant on that left foot. Really is having a lot of trouble doing so.
Let's see if Tennessee comes with more pressure on him. Quick pass in and out of the hands of Josh Reed.
Team's playing tight now. You can see LSU is tightened up. They didn't play like this in the first two quarters. They have tightened up. The other thing you mentioned during the break, that if Josh Booty or his quarterback change here, you're not sure how the fans would react. And I'm sure Nick Saban has that in his mind, too. The last thing he needs is fans being unhappy right now. His team's coming unraveling a little bit right here, and he needs confidence.
He had such a rough week last week. I wouldn't be surprised if the reception was really negative. Davey steps up. Pass is tipped and almost intercepted.
You got to get Rohan Davey out of the ballgame, though. He's not the same quarterback right now. That ball should have been intercepted. And you can't expect your defense to keep. Rohan Davey is not playing nearly the way he played in the first couple of quarters.
So this is 4 straight series that have not been fruitful for the Tigers.
But I'm sure Nick Saban's thinking about the same thing you're talking about. He needs this crowd in a positive manner behind this football team.
That was Buck Fitzgerald who knocked the pass away. Parker, the deep man. Jones barely got that one away, and not a good kick. Caught, no fair catch. Flag goes down because he had folks all around him. It's going to be a 5-yarder. Mays is the man who was within the magic 2-yard circle. 32 yards in a kick, 1 on a return, as Tennessee turned up the pressure on Donnie Jones that time as well.
Yard halo violation by the kicking team. That'll be a 5-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Halo violation. So let's go to Brian Kenny. Check with you.
Ron, let's go to Mississippi State and Florida. Here's where it got really bizarre. 31-23, back-to-back bad snaps for Florida. It led to a 3rd and 57 where Steve Spurrier took a safety to make it a 10-point game. 47-35 the final. Spurrier 0-2 in Hattiesburg.
Our situation, 24-15. Tennessee trying to claw their way back. Suggs going to be sacked and it's fought. Trev Falk, the leading tackler on this LSU team, with her 2nd sack of the night.
Mistake of a young quarterback. Yeah, Dante Stallworth running stride for stride with Demetrius hooked in right here at the bottom of your screen. And he was going to throw the ball out, and then he got off of that read, but couldn't pick up another receiver and took the sack.
Crowd loved it. They're trying to help out the defense. 2nd down and 17. Suggs going to try to run it, and wisely goes down after a gain of about 5, and it's Barnes, number 91, on the tackle.
Well, Bill Walsh, who's as good as they come in offensive play call, and would have liked what A.J. Suggs did here, picks up a few yards to get himself back in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, so workable 3rd down situation. Keep your eye on David Martin here if he's in the ball game. No, he's not in the football game. It's a little curl pass over the middle. He's in there. They got number 14, Cedric Wilson, as the inside receiver.
Dante Stallworth, number 4, the man at the bottom of the screen. Just as he got it away, and he threw that one into section 314. Hookman is the man they brought off the corner on the blitz.
Late flag, too, Ron. And Demetrius said, I'm tired of chasing those. Let me go after that quarterback.
No flag.
There is no grounding. He was throwing it from 20.
I assume because of the new rule, I'm outside the tackle. Here comes Hookman.
Says, let me get a hit on this quarterback who's been picking on my side. Good call by Phil Mason.
David Leverton will kick to Dominic Davis. Leverton's punt. This is a rocket. Very, very high. The flag goes down, caught at the 10-yard line, and Davis will have about 6, maybe 7 yards on the return. I don't know if it's roughing, but they ran into it.
Yeah, now this is going to be a big call here to whether or not it's...
Whiteside hit him, 51 yards in the kick, 7 on the return. And the amazing thing is, not only being at 51 on the kick, it was up as high as the top of the stadium almost.
A good kick. It can only be a 5-yard. That call can only be 5 yards. I think I'd take the punt if I was Tennessee and pin them in the hole. Got a pretty good punt. They got the ball on the 17-yard line.
Here's the goal.
Turn it down.
5 yards. Running into the kicker by the receiving team. Penalty is refused.
That's pretty good acting job by David there, you know.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Well, Sunday night at ESPN Classic, one of the greatest fights ever. The Thrilla in Manila. 25 years ago today, Muhammad Ali and Smokin' Joe Frazier hooked up for their 3rd and final fight of their legendary rivalry. Relive all the talk and all the punches, 7 o'clock Eastern. And to get ESPN Classic, dial 1-800-CLASSIC. Well, this is the first time we've seen Davey go under center in a while. And you see him limping back. The play action under pressure, pass is high, and he got drilled.
I'd get him out of the ball game. I know that I know what Nick Saban's thinking here. He just needs a couple first downs. But Rohan Davey is not mobile enough to take these hits, and he's been all over the place. He's almost had his last 2 passes intercepted.
Yep, Rashad Moore and Dominic Stevenson combining to double him just as he got the ball away.
And they haven't had any running game to take any pressure off of him.
Well, they try to keep it on the ground. Davis bounces it to the outside. Sessions is there. And he is the first man to make contact. Short gain, and now LSU, instead of having 2nd and short and 3rd and short as they had in the first half, it's going to be a 3rd down and about, 4.5 yards to pick up the first.
Rohan Davey with a good start in this football game. Nick Saban, they're talking, trying to make a decision on what to do here.
8 yards in the second half, and we only have 1:35 left until the end of the quarter. Got this pass complete. Tackle made at the 29. That's enough for the first down.
Big first down. Reggie Robinson on the receiving end. That Rohan Davies throw. is better because he's hurt right now, putting him in the shotgun, giving him a little bit more of a look so he doesn't have to come out at center.
You know, in the middle of that line, LSU was lucky they didn't get a chop called on him that time because the center was engaged with that tackle and he got hit by the guard from the side. And that's something they're really clamping down on this year. 24-15, new set of downs for the Tigers. Hit from behind in his session. And one of the reasons with the speed of those linebackers, anything that develops slowly away from the line of scrimmage, they're going to run it down if you don't turn it up.
Yeah, they got so much speed, but what you're thinking right now, if you're Tennessee, you can see Rohan Davey floating that football. You're thinking interception right here in this series to try to turn this game again and turn the field around for your offense.
Second down and 10 could be the final play of the third quarter. Straight in the pocket, Overstreet with pressure, but the ball comes off to Davis. 32, maybe to 33. Stevenson will make the tackle. Overstreet doing what he does best, and that is the motor runs, and he just keeps coming after you. That will be the last play of the third quarter. And here at Tiger Stadium, they are standing and they are cheering for their Tigers. We head to the final 15 with our score, the LSU Tigers 24 and the Tennessee Volunteers, number 11 in the nation, 15.
ESPN's 2-Minute Drill, Mondays at 7, hosted by Kenny Mayne.
Enjoy all the comforts of home before you get there. The Acura TL.
Out here, it seems the wind never stops blowing. They call it the velocity zone. Build and remodel homes here, and you soon learn what you can and can't trust. Contractor John Miranda trusts only one window, Anderson. That's why if you ask him to use anything other than Anderson, he'll ask you to sign a release. So his reputation remains solid. Worry-proof, time-proof. Anderson Windows.
Hey, sports fans. Picture yourself wearing this ESPN the Magazine sideline jacket. Because this great pullover jacket is yours free when you subscribe to ESPN the Magazine. So subscribe now. And along with your free jacket, you'll get the only magazine big enough to be named ESPN. With sections like The Zoom, huge photos that bring you incredibly close to the great moments in sports. The Life, an inside look at the human and humorous side of sports. Outtakes, where Dan Patrick goes one-on-one with your favorite sports superstars. And remember, you'll get this free sideline jacket with an embroidered ESPN the Magazine logo. It's extra large with roomy side pockets, wind and water resistant, and best of all, it's free. And there's more. Diamond notes from Peter Gammon, Linda Cohn's revealing player surveys, amazing interviews, and behind-the-scenes information, all with attitude you can only get from ESPN. So call now. Get 26 big issues, a year's worth, for just $1 an issue. $1 an issue. That's 66% off the newsstand price. So pick up the phone and call now for ESPN the Magazine and your free sideline jacket. 1-800-901-9272. 1-800-901-9272.
On the Tennessee sideline, A.J. Suggs sitting on one of the equipment chests and getting a break as we head to the final 15. Mike, here are the numbers. Tennessee really tightened it down. LSU with only 17 yards in the third quarter. Third down for the Tigers. Davies steps up, drills it, has it complete to his tight end, Robert Royal. 18 yards, and how big is that play? Big. They are trying to keep Tennessee from getting this momentum away from them.
Caught Robert Royal, the big tight end. They split him out on the right side. They're Here's the curl route as he's going to curl away from the Anthony Sessions, number 22, and picks up the first down.
Banks, the fullback, Dominic Davis, the tailback. Davey pitches it back to Davis, and look at the pursuit, and Rashad Moore is right there. Talk about penetration. Knocks him down for a loss. Adrian, let's go back with you.
Ron, once again this week on the website at ESPN.com, keyword Ask Adrian. We're taking all your questions. Question from Chris Foreman of St. Cloud, Minnesota. It says, Adrian, what is the loudest stadium in America? I haven't been to every stadium in America. I've been in here with voice meters, audio meters. We've talked about Richter style games in here. This student section by far, and even when I wear 2 earpieces every week, I can barely hear myself think down here. Ron, if you can hear me now, try and let me know.
I'm afraid I can't, Adrian. Great job. It is
fans. He's playing on one leg and throws a touchdown pass on the smash route.
Corbello kind of sends a knuckleball through, but the extra point is good, and with 13:43 left in the ball game, our new score, LSU 31 and Tennessee 15, as Josh Reed gets his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Know how to spot a diehard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Diehard. 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
In independent testing by AMCI against the leading minivans, the new Chrysler Town & Country was judged the best minivan ever. Introducing the next generation Chrysler Town & Country. Redesigned and re-engineered. In fact, it's the best ever. For more information, call 1-877-PROVE-IT.
Hello? Greg?
Bite into the bold kick of Sonic's new spicy chicken strip dinner. Or for a tamer taste, try our classic style. Both with dipping gravy, fries, Texas toast, and onion rings, even an ice-cold drink for just $3.99.
What gives broadband broader impact? Texas Instruments Programmable DSP. Hardware and software that integrates voice, video, and data into one seamless connection. From the world leader in DSP and analog, Texas Instruments.
ESPN's presentation of primetime college football is brought to you by Sonic, America's drive-in. And by Texas Instruments, the world leader in DSP and analog. Well, I'll tell you, we have had an excited crowd all night long, but they have just erupted again, and this time even louder. And as the special teams came on the field just a moment ago, they're jumping up and down and beckoning to the crowd, hey, keep it going, we need you. And kickoff. And it's going to come down to Scott at the goal line. Return to the right, he will not make the turn. He will not even make the 10-yard line.
Special teams for LSU has been a difference along with Rohan Davey. Here's the touchdown. It's going to be a corner route here and a smash on the outside. And Sessions right here gets lost, it looks like, in man coverage. Josh Reed, the corner route, wide open. Then Tennessee misses a tackle. Rashad Baker, Josh Reed into the end zone. give a little breathing room to the LSU defense.
It's 2 busted coverages on the bubble screen. He only had 2 men outside against 3 back in the first half. Running play with Henry. And Travis will take it out across the 10. Time to check in with Brian Kenny again. Brian?
Ron, let's go to the Pac-10 USC and Oregon State. Ken Simonton with 234 yards on the ground, 36 of them right here, 31-21. Oregon State beats USC for the first time since 1967.
USC team with a lot of talent that everybody thought was going to win the Pac-10. They sustain a loss tonight to Dennis Erickson.
That's been a shocker day in college football. So, he just throws this one away. Right over the top of the head of Phil Fulmer.
Good pressure by Jarvis Green. LSU's got a chance to win this football game now in this series right here. Forcing a mistake by Tennessee. Got him down the end zone that Adrian was at. They can't hear themselves think. Right here, the crowd now becomes a part of this football game. Need to stop them on this down to get good field position for the LSU offense.
Third down. They need 6 yards to hold on to the football, which is across the 18-yard line. Pressure on Suggs. Going to have to get rid of it, and he throws it complete to Martin. Clutch throw and catch for 14.
They've had David Martin over the middle several times in third down situations tonight, working against Trev Falk, the linebacker.
That was Lawrence who was coming after him. It caused him to throw early.
A.J. Suggs does a good job of moving in the pocket, gets David Martin right over the middle, and knew right where the sticks were for the first down.
LSU with last-minute changes barely got those extra folks off the field. Suggs running for his life. Kendrick Allen, a sophomore on the Tuscaloosa, Louisiana.
And you start dancing around back there against this LSU defense. Now, again, a young defense. Now they got a little bit more of a lead, a 16-point lead. They're playing recklessly in the defensive line, getting to the quarterback.
Say he's lucky he held on to this football because Kendrick Allen is 6'6", 300 pounds. It's easy to get the ball knocked loose when you get hit from behind. Short drop this time, just threw it away. Lawrence again, Jeremy Lawrence, the sophomore out of Faraday with the pressure now. Third down and a long, long way.
This is a situation you don't want to be in. A redshirt freshman quarterback on this end of the field on a road game in the SEC. LSU's defense tonight came in with 1 sack, have 3 in a bunch of hurries on A.J. Suggs.
Tell you who else has been outstanding. Brady James had 14 tackles in this game tonight. The weak side linebacker, number 11. Suggs going to go long. Far side on it. Got a man out there, and he made the catch. It's Dante Stallworth.
Boy, they just aired this one out, Ron. 3rd and long, and you figure you're going to let it fly, and if it's picked off, it's like a punt, and they pick on Demetrius Hookpin with their fastest receiver, Dante Stallworth. And A.J. Suggs, there was question, everybody's talked about, well, can he throw the long ball? He answers it right there.
49 yards on the pass play, and I think all that happened to Stallworth, I think he came down on the football and probably knocked the wind out. Yeah. This is great concentration over the shoulder. That is so difficult to do.
He's had a lot of good individual efforts tonight. And go back to Rohan Davey. He's by far the player of this game. But A.J. Suggs has played well as a redshirt freshman quarterback.
So we'll take a break with the injury. 11:39 left in our ball game. LSU by 16, Tennessee threatening.
Do you suffer from low back or...
Look here, I got a little something to show you. There's something you got to see.
Ah, looks like the cat's out of the bag. Give us a call and find out how low your auto insurance rates can
For
be.
your auto insurance needs, call U.S. agencies.
We checked around with other people in the profession who also drove GMC trucks, and we found that it was very durable, long-lasting, accomplished all the needs that we need in landscaping. When you're in business, you have a limited amount of time to spend on purchasing your vehicle, and the salesmen were very nice. They actually worked with us so that we could get the options that we needed for our business, and we're very pleased with that. They definitely have my business.
Morale of a struggling Syracuse offense. Pittsburgh versus Syracuse at 4:30 next Saturday on ESPN2.
Come on.
Come on.
Its roomy interior makes it incredibly comfortable. Its 200 horsepower makes it hard to sit still.
Here we go. Here we go.
The new Chrysler Sebring LXI sedan.
This is it, people. Let's move. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. On 3.
Great look outside the stadium. We mentioned the new addition across the way, which adds just over 11,000 more seats and an upper deck with boxes, which means close to 92,000 inside tonight. There's the new section, and I'm telling you what, they are enjoying every moment of it. Tennessee trying to grab some momentum back as Suggs goes over the middle, has it complete to Graham. And they got a spotting just inside the 30 as number 11 Brady James just made his 15th tackle. Left in our ball game. Suggs is going to go for the end zone, and nobody home. Hook Finn was the defender. Well, it's time for you viewers to go online and help us select tonight's player of the game. Here's the list of nominees: Travis Henry, Anthony Sessions, A.J. Suggs of Tennessee, Rohan Davey, LSU, Howard Green of LSU, Josh Reed of LSU, and LeBrandon Tofield for the Tigers. Log on to ESPN.com now. Cast your vote, and we'll announce the winner late in the quarter. 3rd down and 5. Once the throwback does into the boundary, that is to Wilson, and he's going to be short of the first down at the 26.
Got to go for this on 4th and 2 now. Philip Fulmer needs a play call out of Randy Sanders. Pick this first down up, and the running game has been nil for Tennessee. Come into this football game with Travis Henry being one of the leading rushers.
He has not been a factor. Cedric Wilson has not been a factor. As you look at all the upsets coming in today, Lavallee, that last stop, it's 4th down, and they need to take it to the LSU 24. The crowd will let you know if they make it. Suggs throws it complete to Martin. And Mike, you're right. He is such a huge target at 6'4", 215. He is pretty close to a sure thing in a troubled situation like that.
And Ron, that play that we just saw, motion with Martin in motion and a 3-man flood, will be the play. If they score a touchdown, they've got to go for 2 points. That would be the play that they probably will run for the 2-point conversion.
He wanted Martin again. They had it covered. The pass was thrown incomplete as Falk is there defensively, and I believe Damian James tipped that thing.
Ron, A.J. Suggs is very fortunate this didn't get picked off. Eric Parker is curling on the outside, and A.J. Suggs has to leave the ball outside. He can't lead him inside. See, he tries to lead him into the defender. He can't do that. Got to keep him on the outside, so keep it away from the safety.
9:55 left to play in the 2nd and 10. Tennessee trying to get in the end zone again. Has that one complete at the 16th of Martin. And they're chipping away, but it's going to be a 3rd down, and they have to take it to the 11th to pick up the first down. Damian James again defensively. Well, Saturday nights can be magic in Baton Rouge, and this one tonight is no exception.
No, they beat Florida. Adrian talked about it. Here in a big upset.
Third down. As we said, they need to take it to the 11-yard line. It's Martin in motion. Pressure off the corner. The pass is caught for the fullback by Bartholomew, and he will score. Bartholomew, always used as a blocker, doesn't get that many carries, and rarely do they throw the ball to him, and it totally took LSU by surprise.
Yeah, he was wide open. Here's the touchdown pass. A little bit of flood with Will Bartholomew coming out. Got a good block downfield by Eric Parker for the touchdown.
So they go for two, and as Mike suggested, let's see if they look for David Martin, number 87. He's the inside receiver. Stalwart. Whoa, is this getting interesting? And all of a sudden, this capacity house just went silent. 9:08 to play, and it is a 31-23 ball game.
A.J. Suggs cool as a cucumber on that play because he waited for the receiver to get open.
Big Will Bartholomew with the touchdown. We'll be right back.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again?
50.
50. 50. All I got is 41. Come on. I get it fixed, Donna. Very funny.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Enterprise? Hi, my car's out of commission, so I'm out of commission.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-hard. 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
The season opens with a tale of revenge as Forsberg and the Avs look to pay back Madonna and the Stars for eliminating them from the last two playoffs. The NHL on ESPN. Every game has a story.
Avalanche versus Stars, Wednesday at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
College football fans, get in on the action with ESPN Game Plan only on pay-per-view. Order now and get up to 10 games each Saturday. ESPN Game Plan, maximum college football. To order, call your cable company. DirecTV at 1-800-GET-SPORTS or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
We are back. Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you've just joined us, outstanding clash this evening. Bartholomew on the sideline who just caught the touchdown pass. 13 plays, 92 yards, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Christian Cobbett has the ball teed up. He is the pooch kick specialist.
It looks like he's going to kick it deep here, Ron. He's backed up away from the football a little bit more.
Very high. Kind of short. It's Dominic Davis from the 10. Tries to come across the grain, and good coverage by Tennessee this time. On Monday nights at 7 Eastern, Kenny Mayne hosts the Ultimate Fan Quiz Show, ESPN's 2-minute drill. Contestants face questions from an all-star panel of sports celebrities as they go head-to-head against the clock and each other. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't had a chance.
It's pretty good. 4 people asking questions, and they got to come up with some quick answers.
The numbers on Davey: 15 of 24, 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pressure from the outside. Davey is going to be sacked, and it's big number 98, John Henderson, the junior out of Nashville. Overstreet was the man coming underneath.
Ron, they're better off again. Repeat, going back in the shotgun with Rohan Davey because it takes him so long with that limp to get back there. See as he comes out, limping a little bit to get back set up, and then the pressure's on him, Tennessee. So I think he's far better in the shotgun.
You can see Overstreet had a piece of him, and then it was John Henderson who finished him off. Loss of 6. They Go with the running play and nothing. Davis cracked hard at the line of scrimmage. Stevenson, John Henderson, right there to meet him at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and long, LSU. A.J. Suggs on the far sideline. His team down by 8. Clock is now under 8 minutes left in our ball game.
Josh Reed has been the receiver they've gone to. He and Reggie Robinson, the inside receivers, both inside receivers.
Reed has got 3 touchdown pass catches tonight. Pressure up the middle. Davey gets it away. Into the hands of Josh Reed. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Rohan Davey again got hit by John Henderson. And that was too quick a 3-and-out. You didn't run any clock. Josh Reed has a chance to make that catch for the first down. Here's the pressure on Rohan Davey. And the hit.
Boy, rush. Josh Reed slowed down just a little bit on the route, but that thing hit him right in the hands.
And his hands turned wrong, I believe.
Donnie Jones from the 1-yard line. Nice kick. Very high, wobbly spiral, but it's returnable. This is Parker. Tennessee 43. Runs into his own man. Now cuts around the corner, and he is going to be in LSU territory at the 43. So the Volunteers now turning up the heat even more. 42-yard punt, 13 on the return. They are within 8. We'll be right back.
Maya Larkin has uncovered an ancient evil.
They've contaminated you, Peter.
Now she's the only one who can stop its return.
The time of transformation is near. What happened to me?
You are about to become the Antichrist.
Lost Souls, rated R. Starts Friday, October 13th.
I've got 3 boys, and I've got to save time wherever I can. When I'm getting my oil changed at Walmart, it's great because it's right there. It's connected to the Walmart store, so I go shopping. What else do I do? We drop the car off, and then we scatter in all directions. Electronics, sports, toys, and usually my car's ready before I am. I totally trust these guys. I can get my car done, and I can get all my shopping done at the same time.
Walmart Tire and Lube Express. Great service, great prices, and the world's most interesting waiting room.
Walmart just makes my life easier.
Hey, do you guys like to trade stocks?
Yeah.
So, you trade stocks frequently? Frequently. Frequent traders love Power E-Trade. You get free NASDAQ Level 2 quotes, real-time streaming portfolios, and a free DSL connection that's 50 times faster than most modems. Bang, like that, like wham. So, how does $4.95 a trade sound? Good?
Wow.
Love it. Sign up with Power E-Trade right now and get 25 trades. Very powerful.
Packed house, but outside the stadium. We say hi to these folks. They're out there watching the football game and waiting for the game to be over so they can tailgate a little bit more. They can be a part of the atmosphere out here, but not exactly what we're soaking up in here. As Adrian said, it is just wild all over the stadium. This could still be a double pass, and they get it away, and he's open, and it is intercepted by LSU. Ryan Clark with the pickoff. Cedric Wilson with the throw, and it hung up too long. And Travis Henry is down at the 46-yard line. He is shaken up on the play.
Both safeties deep for LSU, protecting against the long throw. Tennessee comes out. Now you have him right now, but you see Cedric Wilson couldn't get anything on that football because he was fading back. Big interception by Ryan Clark.
The one player that Tennessee can't lose is Travis Henry. And Mike, he tried to throw a roll block and he got kicked on the ankle. He has just limped off the field and we'll get a report on it. Toefield and a tailback. Now keep an eye on the clock for the LSU Tigers. Toefield right at the middle. Right at 15 yards as Golden, number 13, the junior from Lithonia, Georgia, makes the tackle.
Now, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon right there. He's fresh. Brandon Tofield. Look at this hole. Tommy Banks leading right through here. Tofield just breaks through. Nobody's there. Gets into the secondary for the first down. Teddy Gaines makes the hit.
115 yards for the Brandon Tofield, as we mentioned. Florida. Graham had 40 yards. That's the most that Tennessee has given up this year. Short yardage this time. Sessions comes up and makes the tackle.
You go back to Tennessee's call. I like the call. It just wasn't executed. Eric, the wide receiver was wide open. Cedric Wilson just didn't have time to do it. Inside the 50-yard line, that's the time for a gadget play. They'd worked on it. They'd set it up with the screen. Everything was right, but just didn't get Cedric Wilson, just didn't get a lot on the football.
Second down and 9. Now the Volunteers looking up at that clock. They're within 8. They got to get the football back as that ball is thrown complete. Josh Reed with the catch. You could see the disgust and frustration on the part of the Tennessee defender because that ball was thrown perfectly. Otherwise, it's not complete.
Yeah, Rohan Davey has done everything you could ask of a quarterback tonight. He made, even on the last series, he put the ball right there to Josh Reed. Josh Reed didn't make the catch. Now he's faced with another third and short yardage situation.
Look at the numbers, 16 to 26, 218, 3 touchdowns, all 3 of those to Josh Reed.
And here is Josh Reed again, the inside receiver.
They go with the running play, nothing. I mean, stonewalled Will Overstreet. He got penetration and made the hit. I asked him yesterday at the walkthrough, I said, this thing of 110% every night, what's it come from? And he said, lectures from my dad when I was young. And he said, I realized in high school that it paid off and it was carryover. And he said, I just brought it on to college. And he said, it sure makes life easier.
Well, there's an All-American football player.
Yeah.
He plays the game the way you want it played. John Chavis, Phil Fulmer, very proud of that young man.
Will, a junior out of Jackson, Mississippi, as Donnie Jones stands back to punt. And a huge play by Overstreet. We'll see if it gets his team points. Short kick, wobbly spiral, and Parker makes the fair catch at the 40. So again, Tennessee gets good field position. That's only a 29-yard punt. Well, next Saturday on ESPN, College Game Day at 11 Eastern. Then on ESPN2, the Pittsburgh Panthers take out Syracuse at 4:30. And at prime time back here on ESPN, we'll go between the hedges as Tennessee faces off with the Georgia Bulldogs. For more, log on to ESPN.com, your home for college football on the internet. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, along with Adrian Karsten, and a very talented crew of ESPN technicians and engineers here from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Did they get the upset? And the balls come back as the pass is thrown complete to the 46 to David Martin, and he has become the key receiver.
He has become the key receiver on a little curl route, a little slant route over the middle. Again, using him in his 6'4" frame against the linebackers.
Subs, short drop from the shotgun. Far sideline, and did he catch it in bounds? No. Eric Locke, the sophomore from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, looking over the shoulder, making a difficult grab.
Eric Locke used at quarterback in the Southern Miss game. And I think they've scratched that now, the Heat being a quarterback. That was a great catch if he caught that football.
His foot came down. Look at this. But does he have possession? That's the most difficult thing to see. Third down and 4. Intercepted. Cutting in front was Fred Booker. Kind of played cat and mouse with the freshman there, and then waited, jumped in front, and he dropped it.
Now here's your decision Philip Fulmer's got to make. He's going to take a timeout, first of all, now deciding whether he wants to punt the ball and play with the last 3:47, and he's still got 2 timeouts left, or whether to go for this 4th down play.
So we'll talk more about it when we come back. There's a timeout. Tennessee with 2 timeouts remaining, and it's LSU by 8.
It's here, waiting for you. Inside is unlimited strength and power. It builds confidence and reshapes your body. It can change everything. This is Bowflex, an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Bowflex is real. The results are real. The question is, are you ready for Bowflex? For a free video and brochure, call or go online at BowflexDirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Bowflex. Who said change isn't easy?
Well, that tells the story right there. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in the ballgame. Decision time, Tennessee. And Mike, what do you see over there?
I think they're going to go for it. LSU better keep their eyes on number 87, David Martin. He's been the go-to receiver on 3rd and 4th down, number 87. We'll show you where he's lined up at.
So it is 4th down and 4. They need to take the ball to the 49.5 of LSU. Tigers leading by 8 as you look at where Martin is lined up. Scott Wells, the long snapper. As Cedric Wilson moves from the right side over to the left. Gets his pass away. It is caught by Martin. No, caught by Cedric Wilson. And did he make far enough advance to pick up the first down as Booker makes the hit?
Wow, I'll tell you, this is a game of inches right here of where that ball is spotted.
Great play by the veteran Fred Booker, senior out of Hammond, Louisiana. And let's see if Fred comes up with the play that turns it completely for LSU, because he may have just done that. Think there's not a little tension on the sideline, Mike Gottfried?
A bunch.
They stretch it out.
Tennessee's got it.
First down, Tennessee. And I mean not by much, but it doesn't have to be. One length of the chain.
Looked like that play, Ron. A.J. Suggs had to set Cedric Wilson in motion. Looked like almost a bust. And Philip Fulmer wanted a timeout. He didn't want that play to go off, and he's happy it went off now.
4 wide receiver set. He goes back into the boundary. The screen to Wilson. Gets by one tackler, then runs out of bounds. Lavallee, the freshman out of Marksville, Louisiana, number 93 on the stop.
Here's what I was talking about, Ron. 4th down, and A.J. Suggs couldn't get Cedric Wilson to move in motion. Well, we'll see it a little bit later.
3:18 left in the ball game. You see the score, LSU 31, Tennessee 23. They put it in the stomach of Travis Henry. They run back into the boundary. Can he get outside? Yes, he does get out of bounds, and he also picks up the first down as Ryan Clark will ride him down. Tennessee with 2 timeouts remaining, but not having to use one here.
You ask a lot of a redshirt freshman, A.J. Suggs, in this football game to bring you back. But he has played very well. Both quarterbacks tonight have played excellent.
He is 31 of 52, 2 touchdowns, 270 yards. So, lobs this one. And the top ball almost intercepted by Ryan Clark.
LSU is not going to give you a long pass right now. They got those 2 safeties sitting back on the hash. Ryan Clark on the right side, Lionel Thomas on the left side. They're not going to give you anything long. You can't hang the ball up like on that play. too much time for the safety to break and make the play.
Too much awareness for a trick play here, Mike?
Yeah, I think you got to just keep taking 5, 6, 7 yards passes.
2nd and 10. You can see, look at it, 87 seconds left in this one. There's the quick pass. It is caught, and immediately Stallworth is tackled. Nice job by Clark. He wouldn't let it go and let him get to the sideline.
I can see what Phil Elmation is talking about in Ryan Clark. I mean, he's a sure tackler. He's got jumping ability to deflect footballs. He breaks on the football. He is really an outstanding defensive back.
Junior out of Marrero, Louisiana. Clark has got 6 tackles tonight. With 2:35 to play. Suggs flushed out of the pocket, throws it complete at the 25 to Cedric Wilson. That is enough by 1 for the first down.
Ron, on the last play, A.J. Suggs was looking for David Martin, but they doubled him, the inside and outside. And so they took him away. A.J. Suggs able to come off the ball. Watch this right here. David Martin right here. 2 people on him. So A.J. Suggs does the next best thing. Gets the ball out to Cedric Wilson.
Keep it on the ground with a running play. Wow. What a reception. Booker is there. Trev Falk was the first man to make the hit. 12th tackle for Trev Falk tonight. He has been outstanding. Glad to see, by the way, that Travis is back out there. And that little nick that he got earlier didn't put him on the bench for the rest of the night. Under 2 minutes to play. Pass over the middle. Got it complete to Martin. Drives the defenders. Let's see. They're going to give me forward progress to the 15. That may be enough for the first down.
They doubled him on the last play, but now they single him, and A.J. Suggs knows he's going right to David Martin over the middle. Good decisions by A.J. Suggs, the redshirt freshman.
Tennessee, 2 timeouts remaining. LSU, 3 timeouts remaining. Clock with 1 minute and 42 seconds left. They'll measure this one. And Tennessee will have it by the nose of the... Nope, he's going to miss it by the nose of the football, by 1 chain link.
Sometimes you like to miss it by chain link so you can pick up the first down, get the hold down started again. And Ron, go back to the first half.
I know what you're going to say.
Squandered a chance to kick a field goal, which would have been made a world of difference in this situation.
Martin, career high, 12 catches, 75 yards. Rohan Davey on the sideline looks on anxiously as all of the LSU players on that near sideline. Here comes the blitz. Suggs throws this one. It is caught by Wilson. Touchdown. 15 yards in the pass play. Cedric may have gotten away with a little push down there.
I believe he did get away on Demetrius Hookpin. A little push, which he cleared out and caught the little hop fly by A.J. Suggs. Now, Ron, they're going to move the ball to the left hash, which leads me to believe that play we saw a little bit ago, motion to the right side. There'll be motion over here and a flood in this area right here. A.J. Suggs should roll to the right.
90 seconds left in this one.
Cedric Wilson will come in motion.
There he comes.
There'll be a flood, roll out, flood.
Suggs of the 2-point conversion in the end zone. He's got it. We are tied at 1:30, showing on the clock Eric Parker. This is incredible.
We're first going to look at the touchdown. Cedric Wilson against Demetrius Hookpin. May have got away with a push. Gets away from him.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good touchdown. He just overran. Now, here's the extra point now. Roll out to the right. It's a flood all the way. A.J. Suggs got about 3 different receivers he can go to. Picks out the open receiver, Eric Parker, and this football game is tied. Now Tennessee has rallied behind a redshirt freshman. There is no quarterback controversy at Tennessee. There is no quarterback controversy at LSU. 2 fine quarterbacks tonight.
Look at his numbers in the second half. 25 of 41. 224 yards, 3 touchdowns. Davis and Myers will be the 2 deep men.
Look at those linemen coming over to A.J. Suggs. This is just before the first half. No time outs left. Threw a pass for about 7-yard gain and didn't get lined up for the field goal. And missed an opportunity at least to kick a field goal. But they have fought back.
Well, Phil Fulmer told Adrian Karsten as he headed to the locker room, we are not in a panic mode. We can come back in this football game. And he is exactly right as we're tied at 31. This kick from Davis to the 3. Davis whacked hard at the 22-yard line. Fortunate he held on to the football. As Eddie Moore, number 37, makes the tackle.
Now here's your decision for Nick Saban. Do you try to let Rohan Davey throw the ball down the field here, or do you play for overtime? I think the first play you either run a draw or screen or something safe where you try to break it out to about the 35-40, and then that'll help you make your decision.
Corbello warms on the sideline. You can see his numbers, 43 his longest. Of course, that one was tonight, back in the first quarter. Screen pass, and he just throws that one away. And now here comes a flag. He's going to get called for grounding. They will lose the down. Wow.
Now, Ron, you got to be worried if you're Nick Saban about Tennessee using their 2 timeouts to force you to give them the football.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Penalty is lost and down at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, but a lot of teams try to start with a draw or screen in that situation. Rohan Davey drops back. You could see screen all the way. Tennessee read it too, and that's why he pumped the football, because there was nobody there to throw the football to.
And that was Moore who had him around the ankles and was applying extreme pressure. Tennessee with the player shaken up, and we can't get the number. LSU with 385 total yards tonight. Tennessee with 355, and majority of them have come in the second half. D'Angelo Lloyd, the left defensive end, who's been outstanding tonight, a senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, is the player who is down. Well, while we've got a second as they attend to Lloyd on the field, take a look at some of the scores in the SEC today. Arkansas, Cobbs is injured, and boy, what a difference when you don't have a controlling running back like he is, and he's a dominant force anytime. He's gone for the season with a broken collarbone.
Alabama, with their first game at Tuscaloosa, really their first home game, beat South Carolina. Auburn continues to impress people. Now they got to go on the road to Mississippi State and Florida back-to-back.
Ole Miss with a big win over Kentucky, 35-17 with 35 points. Something tells me Deuce McAllister must have played with that injured shoulder this evening.
And the Ole Miss defense really was set right for Kentucky. They have problems with a running team. They got a lot of good athletes to play the pass. Where they get hurt is teams that are going to try to jam the ball down their throat and run the football until they get Eddie Strong back, if they get him back.
Mike, I certainly hope not, but the only thing I can surmise with as careful as they are being with Lloyd, that, well, this is more than just a simple injury, as you see him go down and he catches a knee in the head right there, and then he stays down. So this obviously is serious. The training staff, the doctor out on the field, and we'll take a commercial, and we will come back in just a moment. 1:18 left in the ball game. More from Baton Rouge after this.
Is your internet slowing you down?
You watch TV. You use the internet.
And you have to deal with a different person from a different company.
For each, right? Different service departments.
Different hookups.
Different bills.
It can get pretty annoying getting tossed around from one person to the next.
Like a hot potato.
But what if you could deal with just one company?
One who get you high-speed internet connection where you're always on.
And hooks you up to over 200 channels with up to 50 movies a night.
All through one line to your home. Cox Communications.
Cox Communications.
Cox Communications. Now you're living.
Hi, I'm Billy Long, strength coach for Southern University SWAC champion, also affiliated with the world champion St. Louis Rams. You want to know why I do business at Iberville Motors? Because they treat me like a champion, and they'll treat you like one too.
Get a champion deal on this 2000 Silverado for $15,449 or 0 down and $239 a month.
Don't forget, worst coffee in town. Come by and get you a slice.
Iberville Motors, Highway 1, Plaquemine.
With the devil.
Cheers, darling.
I want to be smart and good looking.
You got it.
He's so handsome.
Would you like to taste the stars? But now...
I have to give you my soul?
Exactly.
Whole deal is off.
Nuh-uh.
He's breaking the rules.
Throw him in a lockup. Psychiatric evaluation. It's her. She's the devil.
What you in for, brother? Eternity. Brendan Fraser, Elizabeth Hurley.
You've been naughty. Maybe a good spanking's in order.
Bedazzled. Rated PG-13. October 20th.
So we're back in Baton Rouge in the situation. Tennessee has just scored. They got the 2-point conversion. They kicked off to LSU. And right now, his Tennessee teammates in prayer on the field as D'Angelo Lloyd has suffered a neck or head injury of some kind. They have brought the cart out on the field. The doctors are about to put him on a stretcher. And you can see they are checking the legs, the foot, and also the calf. I would assume to see if he's got feeling there. And while we still have time, let's check back up at the studio and Brian Kenny. Brian, what do you have for us?
All right, Ron, thank you very much. Rodney Gilmore joining me right now. Let's get to the Pac-10 before we get back out to this game in the SEC. Arizona State and UCLA. Arizona State, quiet 3-0, Rodney, coming into this one. Taking on the Bruins, of course, have the big non-conference wins. Start things off, Mike Williams busted loose 39 yards at 7-0.
Arizona State unranked, but they've always played well in Southern California. A lot of players in that team are from Southern California.
And Ryan Keeley back in there, Rod. That to Richard Williams, 3-yard touchdown pass. 14-0 Arizona State with the lead right now. First quarter, less than 5 minutes to go. Still early. But again, we're talking about, Rodney, where we have 8 of the top 25 losing so far today. Of course, Tennessee hanging in the balance and UCLA in trouble there.
Yeah, UCLA on the clock because Arizona State has Ryan Keeley back. Their offense struggled without him. He was suspended for a couple of ball games. Now that he's back, Arizona State certainly getting some offensive power tonight.
How about #1 in all of the land? That's Nebraska taking on Missouri. Last time Missouri beat Nebraska, November 1978. Here, Bobby Newcomb, former quarterback, showing off the speed. Sensational punt return, 94 yards. Rod, the longest in school history, and that's Nebraska school history.
He's looking like Johnny Rodgers on that. You're not supposed to catch that ball inside the 10, but he can do it.
Now here, it's only 28-21, but here, breaking this up, Cornhuskers getting the football. Jamie Burrow brings that all the way in. But this a little tougher than expected. Nebraska now does beat Missouri 42-24. But this is a pretty tough game for the Cornhuskers once again.
Well, defensively they struggled, and you have to keep in mind that Florida State played extremely well on Thursday night. Might they gain some points on them in the poll come Sunday night?
Well, let's go to the Big East. Miami and Rutgers. The Hurricanes have never lost to Rutgers, and last 3 in the series have gone 55-0, 53-17, 51-23. Rodney, I think they're mad about that 23. They're running it hard on him. James Jackson, 39 yards there. Second touchdown of the quarter. Here it's 28-0. Ken Dorsey to Reggie Wayne, 29 yards. Now, these are the guys, if anybody's going to stop Michael Vick and Virginia Tech, I guess it'll be Miami. They're up big on Rutgers.
Yeah, but before they get to Michael Vick, they've got Florida State next week. Miami looking great today. I don't think they broke a sweat once they got past the first quarter.
64-6. Still a little time left in this one. Miami not throwing, but they're still running. They got 2 and change left in that game. Get back to the Pac-10, Oregon State and USC. Last time the Beavers beat USC. About Tennessee. Let's get back to Tennessee and LSU. Ron?
Okay, the situation tied at 31, but the most important thing right now, D'Angelo Lloyd has been loaded on a stretcher. They are putting him on a cart, and we will get an update from Adrian just as quickly as we can. We have been told that they were talking in terms of getting one of the hospital helicopters very nearby the stadium to avoid any kind of congestion to get the youngster to a hospital as quickly as possible. Adrian, what else can you add down on the sideline?
The orthopedic surgeon is going to speak with me as soon as he comes off the field, Ron. I did see some movement in the right arm of D'Angelo Lloyd. I'm not going to speculate about an injury of this nature, of course, at this point, but as soon as I have something, we'll offer it to you.
Okay. As we talk about each and every week, everything, as you look right here, he gets a blow, I believe a knee to the head. There you see him going down right there and hit in the head right there by his teammate. And that is when he went down, and he stayed down until the training staff got out there to administer aid to him. As you see from the other side, the injury, you see the youngster go down right there, and he did not get up after that blow to his head. So hopefully the players have been down on a knee as a team saying a prayer for their fallen teammate, and hopefully this is something that is not as serious as it looks right now. Interesting when 92,000 people who have been at a fever pitch all night long and they just go silent. Everybody with the same thought in mind that hopefully this youngster is not injured seriously. So we have had a stoppage in play for several minutes here with that injury. We'll update you just in case that you went away and have just come back. Tennessee scored just moments ago, got the two-point conversion. So we're tied at 31. We have 1:18 left in the ball game. LSU all 3 timeouts left. Tennessee with 2, and it is a second down and about 27 yards to go because of the illegal grounding called against Rohan Davey and the LSU Tigers.
On the success that LSU's had is right here. Wide receiver Josh Reed, but Tennessee still has 2 timeouts left, so LSU has to make a decision whether they want to try to kill this clock a little bit and run the football. If they look like they're going to throw it
from the end zone, Davey wins the pass, has it complete, and boy, you know, Reggie Robinson almost came down first with the foot out of bounds. Yes. Anthony Sessions was out there to cover on him.
Tennessee, again, 2 timeouts. They got a lot of time if they can stop them here to try to get field goal range to end this in regulation.
As soon as this play is done, unless it's an incomplete pass, I think Tennessee will use one of those 2 timeouts, don't you?
Yes.
From the shotgun, Davey retreats to the 1, is hit, delivers the ball, and it is caught at the 32-yard line to the man was just talking about, Josh Reed. 24 yards.
Ron, you talk about a great effort tonight. This Rohan Davey was hit by Rashad Moore as he threw the football. He was waiting for Josh Reed to come open. He took the hit, still made the completion. And Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator, turning this game over to Rohan Davey.
Reed has got 7 catches for 146 yards. Davey steps up, gets the pass complete at the 41, and then runs out of bounds. Reggie Robinson. Willie Miles defensively for Tennessee.
Ron, that's a safe route that LSU's running right here. That's the route that Josh Reed caught the touchdown pass. I refer to it as a smash route. And the outside receiver is going to go flat right here. He stops, and you got a corner route here. So the safe throw is to Reggie Robinson. Then he wisely gets out of bounds.
Sessions was the man who hit him first. He kind of gave him a dead leg, and he got by him. 46 seconds left in our game. Tied at 31. They go with a running play. Right up the middle. Maybe 2 yards, and that's it. John Henderson down at the bottom of the pile. And a timeout has been called by LSU.
Trying to keep the pass rush off of the quarterback, and then trying also to sneak Tofield through there, maybe break a big run and make it a little easier getting in the field goal range. But LSU still has 2 timeouts left. Tennessee with 2, so a lot of time here. If I'm Tennessee, I know where Josh Reed is. Number 25. He has hurt the secondary this entire football game.
Well, SportsCenter is coming up next with Kenny Mayne and John Anderson. Wild AL West, SEC battle, and the Mort Report. That's on SportsCenter immediately following our ball game.
I know you're a baseball fan. The Cleveland Indians, with a lot of talent, they're facing extinction tomorrow.
And how about Art Howe's team out on the left coast? The A's with 23 runs today.
Playing football.
Yeah, we gave you the numbers on Reed. You take a look at them. 7 for 146.
Here's Josh Reed, the inside receiver again. They've been able to get him on the curl route.
1st and 10, 42 ticks left on the clock, and the flag went down immediately. As you can see, Big John Henderson and Lewis Williams taking exception to what one had said to the other.
For the snap, movement by the offensive line, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
First down. Nick Saban pacing the sideline. It goes without saying, this wouldn't be big. This would be huge to his young program if they were to come up with this upset tonight. Now they're going to put 2.4 seconds back on the clock, because that's what it was when the false start occurred. So not an official snap of the football. Bello continues to loosen up his leg on the sideline. The sophomore out of Lafayette kicked his longest field goal of his career earlier this evening, back in the first half. Made one from 47 yards. That's how much time we have left, and we're going to overtime, obviously, if Corbello doesn't get a chance, or if Tennessee does not come up with something to get points. Davey zings it. Complete over the middle, and that's Myers.
Can't say enough about Rohan Davey. Sitting calm and in the pocket, making key throws.
Like they pick up 10 or 12 more yards. They got it within Corbello's range. Can't take a sack here, and he even threw that complete to Myers at the 35. It was like an afterthought.
I think he was trying to throw it away.
I do too.
And just so happened Gerald Myers was there.
Bernard Jackson was all over it. I mean all over it. So at the 35, obviously if they don't make another yard, it would be a 52-yard attempt from here. Folks, if they pick up between 5 and 10 yards, the LSU Tigers have got an opportunity to take this thing away from Tennessee's overtime opportunity.
I believe I'd try to run the football here right now. If you got 2 timeouts, try to hit a run in here.
On second down, that's exactly what they do. They bounce it to the outside. Cofield inside the 25 as a marker comes down at the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be a holding call.
Nick Saban will
He's on the field.
He will come unglued if this is a holding call.
13 yards.
That ball went down to the 21-yard line. But from where the flag has been thrown,
Holding on the offense.
this penalty is going to take it all the way back to the 41. Wow, a 20-yard difference after this penalty. And the thing is, now the clock shows just over 16 seconds to play, and you can see Coach Saban wants a timeout. Well, I assume he was saying after the play he wants the timeout. Second down and 11. Clock runs 14, down to 13. Davey sings it banged at the line of scrimmage, and the pass is knocked down incomplete with 8 seconds on the clock. And it looked as though John Henderson, the 6'7" junior from Nashville, got a big hand up and knocked it down.
Well, there's been so many plays in this ball game, the holding call and big plays that can't remember a ball game where there's been so many changes, so many big plays in one football game.
We'll put a huge asterisk by that holding call 2 plays ago. 6 seconds, down to 5, got it complete. Tackle is made, and timeout is being called. We have 2.1 seconds left. Now let's see, as we set it up, Royal on the reception. This is going to be an attempt of around 46 or 47 yards. There's the tight end, Royal. Settles over the middle, makes the catch. Sessions is there to make the tackle on him.
What a great effort by LSU tonight. Rohan Davey, what a great comeback by Tennessee. It comes down to this field goal attempt.
Well, the voting's complete. Tonight's Visa Player of the Game is selected by the fans at home at ESPN.com as Rohan Davey. 21 of 34, 294, 3 touchdowns. Got 49% of the vote. But the most important thing for this team right now, as you see them interlocking their arms and hands, just over 2 seconds to play, and young John Corbello, a sophomore out of Lafayette, can win it for the Tigers, and it looks like Tennessee's going to ice him. Tennessee calls a timeout. They still have 1 remaining. You know, we talk so many times about different stadiums that we go to, and you know, there are a lot of fun places around, but the atmosphere Saturday night, Baton Rouge, and sometimes I think there is magic in this Baton Rouge sky.
I'll tell you, this has been a great football game because of the different changes, but LSU comes off a loss to UAB, humiliating loss. They went back to the practice field. They worked hard all week. They get Tennessee in here. Tennessee, they had them down. Tennessee fights back, and I just can't tell you how impressed I have been with Rohan Davey and A.J. Suggs, both of them with great games at the quarterback position.
Did you see what he did just now? He went out into the middle of the huddle of the special teams and gave everybody a pat, a clap of the hand, and said, hey, guys, we deserve it. Let's win this thing.
He's the quarterback of the future here for LSU.
Two seconds left in the ball game. This kick will come from right in the middle of the field, trying to get the win for LSU. It is a 46-yard attempt.
They'll take the final timeout.
Corbello trots over to the sideline. He'll talk to a fellow kicker. That's the last time out by Tennessee. But Corbello really doesn't want to talk to anybody.
No.
He is away from the entire team.
And all the coaches get away from him, too. They don't want to talk to him.
Well, this is one of those things, Mike, of when you were a young guy and you were out in the front yard, you did your own play-by-play, and that imaginary ball, and you wished for that opportunity to win one for your school and for your team. Well, he can wear the hero's badge tonight if he knocks this one home.
He's got a chance. And as you said, a lot of people dream of having this opportunity in front of the home crowd.
The snapper, Brian Pear. The holder, Josh Booty. Everything obviously has got to be right on. This LSU, big underdog in this ball game coming into this one tonight, can knock off the number 11 team in the nation. If John Corbello is the third part of the connection that works properly for the Tigers. Here we go from 46 yards. Pass is good. Ball is down. Tennessee got a piece of it at the line of scrimmage, and it never had an opportunity to make it there. It looks like Golden, number 13. Yep. The grin on his face says he got the block. We're going to overtime.
And Ron, you talked about the kicker having his chance. Tad Golden was waiting for his opportunity to shine. Number 13, Tad Golden, up inside, will get up and deflect that football. You look for your guy that can jump the highest vertical jump. Philip Fulmer has another life.
I'll tell you what, that was a heck. You see why they measure on vertical leap. He was up there and quickly. So let's take a timeout. We're heading to overtime. 31 LSU, 31 Tennessee. We'll be back for overtime from Baton Rouge.
Friends here at Paw Paws Campus City, look what we've got. The all-new Bounder by Fleetwood, first time offered in Jackson, Mississippi. Also, the Expedition by Fleetwood, the largest motorhome manufacturer in the world. All the Expeditions are diesel, friend. And when you come by for a demonstration ride, you get a Paw Paws cap right here at Paw Paws Campus City in Picayune, Gulfport, Mobile, Foley, Hammond, and Jackson, Mississippi.
It's a good camper, Papa.
Okay.
You push the buttons, you pick the hits. This September, the movies you want are in demand. Scream. Laugh. Hey! Whimper. Sigh. Roar.
Want to enjoy the hottest movies all month long? Call Cox In Demand.
Stuart Scott wants the fleece. Booyah! Stuart, only brand new subscribers get the free fleece.
Everyone wants our warm, roomy fleece pullover. It's free with your paid subscription to ESPN the magazine.
Maybe you want to take out another subscription.
Call now for ESPN the magazine. Get 26 issues, a year's worth for just $1 an issue. And your fleece pullover is free. 1-800-972-8448.
So it's overtime, and the flip of the coin, let's listen. He's going to get out of here.
Overtime. This coin toss is going to determine which end we're going to play on and who's going to be on offense and defense. Okay? We're going to call it toss. All right. Right in the air for his kick. You ready? Head. Head, you call it hit, Captain. It is head, you point. The ball defense. Now, which end is on the field? Down there. Okay, so you'll put your backs that way.
Another overtime game that Tennessee had, and that was against the Florida Gators, the year that they won the national championship. And you remember they won that game in Knoxville 20-17.
Ron, you like to win that toss because you go on defense first.
So the rules, in case you're not familiar, each team, of course, gets one possession from the opponent's 25 until the winners decide. There's no game clock, only the play clock. But after 2 overtime periods, then you got to go for a 2-point conversion. How big is this one? Well, that shows you right there on the sideline as Dante Stallworth takes a little time to visit with his personal person upstairs. Tofield in motion. See if they try to go to him. Right over the middle, lost the pass, and touchdown to Metro Oil. Well, hello, let's just score on the first quarter. Now into the rules of overtime. Now Tennessee's got to come back with a touchdown or this baby is over.
Ron, they had him doubled. Robert Royal, motion by the back out of the backfield, left the linebacker and a safety on the tight end. You couldn't have better defense than Tennessee had, a better call, but they didn't execute.
Corbello with the extra point attempt. Good pass. The hold by Beatty is perfect. The kick is up and through, and the LSU Tigers need one play to score in overtime. Now it is incumbent upon the Tennessee Volunteers to come back and also put one in the end zone.
They've got double coverage on Robert Royal. Both Tennessee players are in a good position, but they fail at the end to execute. Good play called by Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator. and putting pressure right back on Tennessee.
I'm telling you, just about the time that Phil Fulmer thought he could take a sigh of relief, LSU came right back and hit him right in the face. Tigers lead it, 38-31. We're in overtime. Now here comes Tennessee's possession from the 25. And they're moving into that noisy student section that Adrian talked about. Suggs is caught. And that's Cedric Wilson. And they'll give him forward progress to the 15.5. Ryan Clark defensively.
Ron, you got to think Travis Henry somewhere in this overtime is going to play a factor in the running game or an outlet pass receiver. He's been held to 84 yards tonight. Tennessee,
well, the story is simple. They must score a touchdown and kick an extra point. They go with the running play. And here comes Travis. Cuts it up. He was losing that football as he went down. And remember this, if you are to turn it over and the other team's already scored and they recover, this overtime would be done.
Yeah, it's history.
Falk with the tackle along with Brady James. Those two guys have been devastating on defense.
Injury for LSU. I believe it's Jarvis Green down.
Jarvis, the big right defensive end.
What great effort both of these teams have played with tonight.
Pick up 5 yards. First down.
Outside the 10-yard line, Ron, they can get a first down.
In overtime, 38-31. They are attending to Jarvis Green. And we, by the way, we have an update right now from Adrian on D'Angelo Lloyd. Adrian, what'd you find out?
Initially, he had feeling in all of his extremities, but not movement. Then after about 2 minutes, he did regain the movement in there. He has been transferred to a hospital locally. Always was conscious, at least a sprained neck, but x-rays are to come next.
Okay, that is indeed just outstanding news.
Ron, here's where you kind of caught, if you're Randy Sanders and Philip Fulmer, right? Because you're outside the 10-yard line. You haven't ran the ball well, but that gives you the best chance of knocking it in the end zone is number 20, Travis Henry.
Well, they spread him out all over the field. And let's see if that's exactly what they're trying to do, to spread him out and try to give it to Henry and let him jump it up inside. Safety coming on the blitz. They throw to the end zone, and it is overthrown, intended for Eric Parker.
Good coverage by Fred Booker.
Boy, every time they've gone over on Fred's side, he's been up to it. He has been right there.
He got a clean uniform. He hasn't. They haven't worked his side much.
That's because poor Hookfin is the man they've been picking on all night. 3 wide receivers go right, 1 to the bottom of your screen. That'll be Dante Stallworth. 2nd and 10, Tennessee. They roll the pocket. You see the pressure from the backside. The pass is complete. And stepping out of bounds is Cedric Wilson. It'll be 3rd down.
Coaches at Tennessee will tell you that they like the fact that A.J. Suggs throws well on the run. So you roll him out down here in the 10-yard line. Nick Saban, a former defensive coach with the Cleveland Browns, making some defensive calls here late in the game.
Suggs, you could see the concentration on his face, staring into that sideline across the way.
Late substitution, John, for LSU.
38-31 in overtime. It's 3rd down and 3 for the ball. 2 seconds, down to 1. Did he get it? Barely got it off. For the end zone, he throws. It is knocked away, intended for David Martin. Damian James made the play, and now it is 4th down, Tennessee.
Damian James.
Philip Fulmer going to take a little time to come up with this play.
Let's look at that last play one more time. James with the breakup.
Almost had a chance to intercept that football.
Yeah, he did. So, is this the last play? It is 4th down. It's been a day of upsets in college football, and this would be, I guess, if you're an LSU fan, it's a perfect way to end that day. And if it were to happen, and this man here, with the day that he had, probably the headline tomorrow might read, "What a difference a Davy makes."
Well, he'll be the SEC player of the week. The offensive player of the week. The benefit of winning the toss is you go second, so you know what you got to get. The other reverse side of that is you're down in the LSU section.
Let me show you something here, Mike. Those are not the edge of the stands. They're out of the stands. They are waiting to rush the field. They come out of the student section. See this right here? In fact, I'm not going to be surprised if the officials don't slow this thing down and ask them to move back off the sideline. But, well, they aren't. They are about 3 yards off that sideline. But these students are waiting to rush the field to congratulate their LSU Tigers. But Tennessee is not done yet. They have a 4th down and 3. Got to pick up the 1st down here, or this overtime is done.
4th down, 3 at the 4-yard line.
A.J. Suggs looked under pressure on a freshman. Here comes the pressure. Gets his pass away, and it is tipped and incomplete. LSU wins. Feeling that this celebration is going to go on for many hours into the night. And I would remind you, I'll say the same thing I did the night that they knocked off top 5 ranked Florida down here. If you have a youngster at the ball game, probably you should say the curfew's off for tonight.
A great win for LSU.
Here's that final play, Mike. Talk about it.
Yeah. Blitz, full blitz by LSU trying to get to A.J. Suggs. Good coverage. Ran out of room down here on the 5-yard line. And Nick Saban with a good defensive call.
Rohan Davey, what a night he had. He was the starting quarterback, and he will be congratulated by all of his teammates many times this evening. The goalpost to the north has just gone down, and they're working on the one down to the south. Almost 92,000 in this stadium tonight to see if the LSU Tigers could right themselves, and they have done just that by shocking the 11th ranked team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Watch those posts, ladies and gentlemen. Those things are heavy. Eyes up.
And let's go down to the field and Adrian Karsten. Adrian.
Ron, thank you very much. Coach Saban, a huge victory for your program. Probably one of the biggest in their career. Well, there's no question about it. But really, these people in the state of Louisiana, after all they've gone through for the last couple of years, I'm just happy for them, and I'm happy for the players on our team. I mean, we had to play for 60 minutes in the game. We knew Tennessee wouldn't give up. My hat's off to their players, but I really feel great for our players, our program, and our kids. We just wanted to help your ratings.
You certainly did that. Rohan Davey helped his ratings, too. Obviously, no more question about the quarterback here. What a brave performance by him tonight.
Well, he did a great job, but we had a lot of players make a lot of plays, and, I'm just proud of our entire team. Every guy that played in this game did a fantastic job of playing for 60 minutes and being relentless, and that's what you have to do to be a team like Tennessee.
There may be a little bit of magic left in Death Valley.
Well, there was tonight, and I'm just happy that these people are so happy that we were able to win a game for them.
Coach, congratulations. It's time to celebrate.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ron.
Okay, Adrian, great hustle. There is magic in